you know, we're going to have to bring our A game, quote unquote, on both ends of the floor.
מזרחי מוצא את פרקינס שעולה, פוגע.
Well, my goal is always to win the championship, and we put ourselves in a good situation to win it.
I don't want it to come down to a last-second shot, though.
Last ball. Who's going to take, Doron or you?
I guess whoever had a hot hand.
After a long regular season and a grueling first-round playoff series, Maccabi Haifa Heat has reached the promised land. Here are the Final Four of Israeli basketball, where tonight they face off with Hapoel Jerusalem. Good evening, everyone. Aaron Heller along with Simi Rieger welcome you to the Mecca of Israeli basketball, the Nokia Arena here in Yad Eliyahu, Tel Aviv. And Simi, an interesting matchup tonight between the number 2 seed and the number 3 seed. Jerusalem swept the season series, but Haifa's beaten them before in the Cup Championship. Really should be anybody's game tonight.
Yeah, well, I think the team that's going to dominate the boards is the team that's going to win the game. The second important thing is the outside shooting, so it could open it up for the inside players that they won't be able to double down on the players. That should be the two keys to the game.
Well, our key player, our key focus on the game tonight is the guy we really have been focusing on all season long, the point guard, the splendid point guard of Maccabi Haifa, Deron Perkins, freshly crowned the All-NBA, if you will, lineup of the league, the All-Star, the top point guard in the league. He's the key guy to watch tonight.
Well, yeah, he makes everybody around him better. The question is, will he function better? Will he have to score more? He has to score more usually when his teammates aren't putting the ball in the basket, and that's a major problem. But he's been a great defensive player and rebounder besides an assistant scorer. He's the best player in the league.
Really led the league in steals all season long and has picked up his numbers in the postseason, actually. If you look at it over here in the playoff numbers there, really stepping it up both on the defensive end and also as far as rebounds are concerned.
Well, the reason for that, Aaron, is sometimes the players, the complementary players, don't pick up the slack, and he has to score more.
We mentioned Perkins reaching the All-Star team of Israel, being named the top point guard in the league at a gala ceremony here a few days ago. Two other guys who are in our featured matchup also there. Devon Jefferson was crowned the 6th Player of the Year award. The matchup we want to see tonight is him against another guy in the All-League team, Omar Sneed, a pair of really nice power forwards.
Yeah, well, they're power forwards in this league. Omar Sneed 6'6", and Devon is 6'7". But Devon shows a variety of things that he could. He's much more athletic. He's a much better all-around player. He's also a much better defensive player. Omar Sneed is really a tough inside player. If he gets his jump shot, like we see here, the three-pointer that he likes, he becomes a very, very dangerous player. But you can beat him down the court. He doesn't like to play defense. He doesn't like to guard anybody, and he's weak on transition defense.
Jefferson picked up his game like Perkins in the second half of the season, ended up with these numbers, as you see, the top scorer on the team with just over 18 points.
Well, he got more minutes, and that's the important thing with Devon, because he's a guy that per minute he's probably produces the most in the game here.
And he was awarded, in fact, the 6th Man of the Year award, but he's not a 6th man much longer. He is in the starting line tonight, as he has been in the second part of the season. Let's talk about the complementary players, the matchup of the Israelis on both sides. The guys on Haifa, for them really, they came through at the end of that Bnei Sharon series. Ben David, Kujikaro, Mizrahi, they're going to need them again tonight.
Yeah, well, they're the big plus. Avi Ashkenazi, the coach that we see in the picture, needs Ben David, who's really picked up the slack, or when Perkins was hurt. Kujikaro is much better off the bench. He's a weak offensive player, but he is very, very good off the boards and bangs really well. Moshe Mizrahi, like all shooters, are ups and downs, and that's a very important thing that Moshe gets off. In the last game, he got hot, knocked down like 4 3-pointers, and that was a big difference.
You see the comparison here between Jerusalem's Israelis and Haifa. The main guys there, of course, for Jerusalem, Sharon Sasson, and a couple of other
Yuval Naimi is a very, very important player on their team. They have to shut him down. He's a guard that likes the basket. And Sharon Sasson is a great shooter.
So a great matchup between two of the top 3 teams in the league. Jerusalem may be the most consistent throughout the year. Haifa on a hot streak right now. We'll see tonight if they can take that next step and get into the final game of the Israel Championship. Coming up next. Avi, Final Four, this was your preseason goal tonight, trying to take the next step. What do you have to do tonight?
We need to bring all our songs from all over the season, to play our best basketball with most determination that we can bring to the floor, to play a good defense as we did in most of the season, and then I hope that we'll do more than Final Four.
Well, this is the big stage over here in Nokia. You haven't beaten Jerusalem or Tel Aviv here in these arenas yet. Do you feel the pressure tonight?
No, beat Jerusalem in the semi-final in the Cup here in Nokia. But Jerusalem definitely is a good team. There are many good players there. But we also, and we believe in our strengths, and I hope that we'll do it tonight.
Who's the key player for you tonight?
I don't think that there's only one key player. I think that there's many. I think that both of the sides are good players. And for sure, all the season, Doron Perkins and Devon Jefferson was the top leaders. But I don't think that they can do something without the help of everybody. We need Mizrahi, we need Mike Dixon, we need Ido Kushikar. We need everybody.
Any prediction for this game and the next one?
No. Just hope for the best.
Thank you. Good luck tonight.
Thanks.
An electric atmosphere here at Nokia Arena in Tel Aviv as we see the Hapoel Jerusalem players coming out. Haifa's already been introduced. Simi, this is the big show, man. It doesn't get better than this in Israeli basketball.
Yeah, you know, Final Four has only been in the last 4 years. It's a really good thing that they've done, in my opinion, because the reason, if it wouldn't have been for the reason that Maccabi Tel Aviv represents in the EuroLeague no matter what, and even if you're the champion you don't represent, then I would say it's not a good idea. That should be a best of 5 like they do in most countries. But that doesn't make a difference because Shimon Mizrahi and his boys have it all fixed up that they're the only ones that represent Israel. You know, so this is a great thing. Gives people a chance. 12,000 people that get together, watch the 4 best teams.
And indeed they are the 4 best teams. Of the teams who made the playoffs, really the only upset, or I don't think you'd even call it an upset, was number 5 team Galil Gilboa beating number 4 Hapoel Holon. That will be our second matchup tonight when the Maccabi Tel Aviv, the number 1 seed, takes on number 5 Galil. But first of all, we have this matchup between these 2 great teams. We talked about it a little bit in the pregame show. Jerusalem sweeping the season series, but in a similar matchup in the semifinal of the Cup, Haifa winning and in dramatic fashion with that last-second bucket by Moshe Mizrahi.
Yeah, the whole thing is, you know, that that was a more important game than the league games because it gave you a chance to be in the finals of the Cup, and then Hapoel Holon.
We all remember what happened there.
One with the last-second bucket also. But you know, there are teams that are completely opposite, in my opinion. I think one's an offensive team, and the Haifa Heat are a defensive team.
And let's take a look now at those teams and the starting lineup for each one of them. The Maccabi Haifa Heat, first of all, you see there Moshe Mizrahi, and starting tonight with Ido Kushikar with Jefferson up front. We'll talk about that in a minute. Perkins and Ben David in the backcourt, and that is probably a surprise there. Probably have to do with the injury that we're hearing about to Brooks Sales. His ankle a little bit tender. He's usually the starting center, but Kushikar going to start in his place. And interesting there, Simi, and such a big game. They're starting with only 2 foreigners, Perkins and Jefferson, 3 Israelis.
Yeah, you know, I'm a little surprised because when a guy's injured, you usually play him right from the beginning so he doesn't get cold. But maybe there's a harder injury than we know.
Let's take a look at the starting 5 for Jerusalem. They're going to come out there with their normal starting 5, that really impressive front court. Travis Watson, Omar Sneed, Sharon Sasson, and in the backcourt, Timmy Bowers and Yuval Naimi in place of Moran Rott, who started much of this season, but Naimi sort of took over that starting spot and hasn't given it up. A real talented young Israeli player. Guy to watch here, we talked about Perkins, who made the all-league team. Omar Sneed, the small forward here, or power forward, 33-year-old, 6'7" forward. He also made the all-league team along with Omri Caspi and Lir Eliyahu of Tel Aviv. And the 5th member of that team was indeed Luis Flores, of the leading scorer in the league for Hapoel Holon.
Referees.
We take a look now at the referees here. Moshe Biton, Sefi Shemesh, and Yari Reinich. And a little bit of controversy before the game regarding those referees. Indeed, Haifa not pleased with Moshe Biton out there. He was the referee in the final of the Cup, in which they lost to Holon with that last-second crazy shot by Brian Tolbert. They said they made their concerns known, but no change in that. And that will be your team of referees tonight in our first semifinal of the Israeli Championship. Simi and I will be with you all through the night, this game, and then followed by Tel Aviv and Galil. We'll be with you again on Thursday also for the third and fourth place game. And then, of course, the big matchup, the big enchilada at 9 p.m. local on Thursday. The finals, winner takes all game to decide who is the champion of the Israeli League. An exciting, exciting week here in Israel. You see the fans, the red of Jerusalem, the green of Haifa. They're ready to go, and so are we, Simi.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that Brooke Sales isn't starting. I spoke to somebody on the bench, and he said that he's completely healthy. I don't know why, because, you know, it was a winning combination. And the matchup, maybe he wants a matchup with the Avi Ashkenazi wants a matchup with Kujikara on Sneed and Jefferson on Watson.
And you know
that's
what?
The only reason
we
why I
might
could
be
think
totally
of.
wrong, because we see Brooke Sales actually coming over here. He is going to start.
He is going to start.
There was, I guess, a last-second change in our screen over here. Indeed, they will start with their traditional lineup there.
It's called disinformation.
It is called disinformation. Indeed, it is.
Yeah.
We guarantee that whoever made that mistake will be shot.
His whole family, too.
Anyway, Brooke Sales, of course, as he does before every game, comes and gives us a high five, so we know he's got his spirits right, and he's going to jump it up here with Travis Watson. Very impressive center. One was talking before the game, maybe the steal of this league. He's come in there, a really impressive lefty underneath the bucket.
He's not
underway.
He's not really a steal. I mean, he was playing in Italy, and they decided to cut him, and they're paying half a salary. So the team can pay him.
Benda's got the ball in the backcourt with Perkins. They're going to start those two Israelis out there. Here is Moshe going hard to the hoop. There is Brooke Sales in the lineup, and he gets the bucket. So Brooke Sales is in there indeed, and he gets the first 2 points of this Final Four showdown tonight. Take a look at the replay there. And that's something very important for Haifa, Simi. They want Brooke Sales involved early on.
Yeah, like they did in the last game, because the whole season he really never even touched the ball. And once he got the ball the last game, he was a talent.
And there's Omar Sneed. Speaking of a talent, the other way, a nice dish by Timmy Bowers. He's their leading scorer at 16 a clip.
Yeah, and they have to keep him out of the middle. They got to keep him on the baseline.
Mizrahi looking down to Jefferson. He's going to be working on Sneed. That's the featured matchup we had for you. Jefferson pulls up from the outside. Air ball. Nothing there. Yuval Naimi leading the attack for Jerusalem, and Sneed the other way. Stripped by that defense. They regain it, and there's Haifa gets the ball again. They leading the league in steals and defense all season long. And Deron Perkins, first among those, the league leader in steals. Mizrahi from the corner. He got it.
And that's a big plus for the Haifa, because if Moshe Mizrahi opens up and starts hitting the threes, the defense can't collapse inside or on Perkins when Perkins goes to the bucket.
Omar Sneed, a triple-double threat every time he's out there, scoring 15 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. Really the most balanced player, at least statistically, in the league. He can do everything over there. And there was Watson down low on Sales.
And they're letting the ball get inside the Haifa Heat. You got to half them really hard or play in front of them and make it throw it over your head. You know, you can't let the guy post you up just so nonchalantly and get the ball. If you want to win, that is.
5-4. Perkins working on Timmy Bowers to the hole, and a foul is called
on Timmy Bowers. Moshe Biton, the referee, originally from Beersheba, became a successful referee in the South, which is really unusual. Moved to the center of the country about 10, 12 years ago. Guy that really made him into much a part of the referee is David Dagan, who was the head referee then.
And that foul indeed was called on Travis Watson, the big center for Jerusalem. He has 2 points and a foul. And he's now trying to guard Davon, who tosses it out to Perkins. 5 on the 24-second shot clock. Perkins flying to the lane, and he hits the deck.
Yeah, they're in a bit of a zone. They go into a zone every once in a while. They match up, and he penetrated within the zone. And immediately we have Francis coming in for Watson.
Who's got 2 quick fouls, and that could be critical. Torrent Francis, a new guy in this league, really added only in the 19th round of the 22-round season. Started the season playing in Greece, graduated the University of Notre Dame, finished there in 2006.
He played for Mike Bray, played well. You know, he's a physical guy. He's not really polished, but he's all power. And, you know, I mean, that's an important thing when you have to get the boards.
And so is an offensive rebound there. Brooks Sales is something which they've struggled with, and nice to see that from Haifa early on. Torian Francis scoring 10.5 points a game and 8 rebounds in his shortened season. He's now out there on Perkins, finds Mizrahi in the corner, safe spot, he loves it, and he gets it.
That's what I told you, Aaron. Nothing but net. Moshe Mizrahi, that's 2 for 2 from 97,000 feet out, but it's the corner that he likes.
That's his sweet spot. He loves that left corner, and he is dangerous when he shoots it from there all alone, like the layup for Moshe. Haifa up 9-4. Get physical early on. Sneed under there, running out of room, gets it to Francis. Doubling up on him.
24-second clock.
And a smothering defense by Maccabi Haifa Heat. And all the pregame talk between these two teams is what Jerusalem mentioned, the defense of Haifa. A season average, they have let teams, kept teams at about 71 points a game, leading the league in that department. Jerusalem scoring just under 90, leading the league in that department. So we really have a classic offense versus defense matchup here tonight. Benda with the fake, out to DJ. Ball is deflected, and it will remain Haifa's. Perkins, deep 3, got it, money! And Haifa all over Jerusalem early on, 12-4. You got to be happy if you're Avi Ashkenazi right now. They needed a big start.
You know, the whole thing is they got the offensive rebound. Perkins was straight up to the basket with his body perfect in shape, and he knocks down the big 3.
And 3 for 3 from that range. 1 for Perkins, 2 for Mizrahi. And really, everything Haifa wanted, they've got going so far.
Yeah, well, not just that, the tempo of the game is Haifa tempo, and that's very important.
We are getting here, I don't know if you're seeing it on your screen, a performance by the dancers here in Tel Aviv. Going on the road, Simi, we get to see what all the other teams in the league have to offer. Quite a high-wire show before the game here. They were hanging from the rafters, so a real celebratory mood here in Tel Aviv.
Yeah, I saw my son up there hanging from the rafters, too, when he saw these girls, but, you know.
So everything in high gear now for really the Final Four celebrations. This past Saturday, they had the award ceremonies, a gala event, which we weren't invited to, Simi. So
and rightfully so.
So it tells you how exclusive that was. And we talked about the top 5 players in the league. Devon Jefferson winning the 6th player of the league. Other awards significant that you noticed, Simi?
They didn't even give out Coach of the Year, which I thought they should have given Danny Franco there. They said after tonight, who knows?
Yeah.
It's a Bush, a classy gala, Bush decision.
And there go those pink dress dancers off the court. We've got the yellow and, the red and green players out there. So we know we're back in the groove. You see the long shot there, and hopefully within a minute we'll be back and get our main shot of Timmy Bowers bringing the ball up. And there you have it. Your game 3, a close-up on Brooks Sales, who's gotten off to a nice quick start here. Sasson working on Perkins. He gets fouled for the foul. And Sasson, a much taller player, trying to get Perkins in trouble, and having some words there already between Sasson and Brooks Sales. Brooks Sales, one of the nicest guys you'll meet, but he's a feisty competitor out there. We've seen him jog with a bunch of players this year.
Villanova, you know, you gotta be either from the hood or in the hood from Villanova, Philly.
And the foul is called.
Jefferson gets the foul called on him.
So 2 fouls apiece for each team. As Naimi leading the attack for Jerusalem. Sharon Sasson, a physical player, and a rejection by Jefferson, hitting it to the backboard. Highlight reel there. Mizrahi going to try to get from his favorite spot, and he gets it!
I told you.
Moshe Mizrahi and Fuego on fire early on here. 3 for 3 from beyond the arc with 9 points.
He's doing a great job. And you saw Jefferson, his athleticism.
And there's Sharon Sasson trying to answer with a 3-pointer of his own, and he just gets all air on that one. Perkins the other direction, and the foul called on Naimi.
That's the way of getting back on defense, is making a foul.
Mizrahi averages 8.4 points a game on the season, 8.2 in the playoffs, and tonight he already has 9 points in just over 4.5 minutes. So Naimi takes a seat on the bench, and in comes Moran Rot, who has been their starting point guard most of this season. Similar situation like there was in Galil, Simi, you know, with Guni Israeli starting the season as a starter, and now Gal Meko. And where the heck was that going? Brooke Sales miscommunication, throws it away. Haifa so far 15-4, jumping all over Jerusalem early on. And that is a huge, huge element. We'd mentioned early on, a big start is crucial for Haifa. They've gotten off to some stinkers this year and really haven't been able to recover from them.
Nice run by Moran Rod.
And you see Perkins going the other way, and the foul will indeed be called on Sharon Sasson, it looks like.
Sharon Sasson. Now what happened was Perkins was very smart on this play. He saw that Moran Rod was the guy who went to the bucket. He was underneath the basket. So he took off, and then the defensive transition was horrible. You see him running back.
Getting winded on that one, and we have our first substitution of the game. Brooke Sales is out, Ito Kujikaro is in. As you take a look at Brooks sitting down there on the bench, and Perkins at the line where he shanks the first one.
He was short on that one. Wow, real short.
And this is the second one. A 75% free throw shooter, but there is Kujikaro doing what he does best, the dirty work. Tracking down that offensive board. Perkins going to work on Naimi, pulls up for 3, rolls in and out.
He should be taking Naimi to the basket, shooting mid-round jumpers.
And there is Timmy Bowers with a nice pullover, but he cannot put it down, and Jerusalem's struggling right now. There's Perkins, slides, sorry, that's the wrong verb. He just hit some sweat.
He was safe.
Over there.
He was safe.
Yeah, it looked like it.
Yeah.
Going into second, trying to break up the double play right over there.
That's right.
Jerusalem so far 3 for 6 from the field. Haifa 5 for 8, and we see now Malik Dixon in the game in place of Amit Ben David. And so Haifa got themselves a 9-point lead, and guess what? Jefferson has not even scored yet. So everything looking green right now. Morat Brat pulls up, bangs on the rim twice. Francis with the rebound, puts it back.
And that's when they're hurt, when Brooks Sales is out, because nobody's the size of this kid, and the kid's a good jumper.
And Naimi going for the steal there, but recovers. Mizrahi's got a mismatch. He's a lot taller than Naimi out there. And there is DJ from 3. Rolls in and out. Timmy Bowers with the rebound. Omar Sneed with the extra pass to Francis. And there was a foul called before the shot. Sneed, in fact, was hit. And that's first on Ito Kujikaro.
And that's the 4th this quarter on Haifa. 3 against, no, that's the 3rd this quarter.
Right.
That's Haifa, I'm sorry, my mistake.
So Haifa still has 1 to give with 3.5 left to go in the first quarter, which has been all Maccabi Haifa. But we've talked about this. One of the Achilles heels of this team don't really have that killer instinct, Cindy. They have a chance here to really put the game out of reach, and not being able to so far. They're going to call the hand check on Mizrahi. And now, indeed, there are 4 fouls. So everybody going the line from here on in. If you take a look at those rabid fans from Jerusalem, they even brought out their mascot, the nice fuzzy lion that we saw early on, giving high fives to all the players. Timmy Bowers finds Rott in the corner. In and out, but Francis with the rebound. And they're going to call the foul on Moshe Mizrahi over the top, which will send Big Torn Francis to the line.
He's a big boy. He's tough. He works hard.
Torn Francis, 6'11", almost a 7-footer.
Big boy. He's also very physical.
Joined the team at the end of March, and a nice high arcing free throw there for Torn, who's got 3.
Lewis Preston, who was the assistant coach at Notre Dame, a good friend of mine from 5-star. He was the one who recruited him, and he really liked him. He's not a real finished player yet, but he works real hard. He has a good attitude. He hits the boards. He plays defense. He takes the fouls. He does all the little things.
And he's got nice hair, too.
Well, I don't know about that. I think his barber died.
So now it's only a 5-point lead as Jerusalem crawling back in this thing. Perkins still not getting into his groove. Tough fadeaway shot, but he gets it. My goodness, not many guys in the Israeli league can make that shot, Sammy.
That's a tough shot. You know, I mean, the offense has gone a shot now. I mean, they can't get good shots. I guess the Jerusalem defense has gotten a little tougher. And, you know, you got Naimi there with a nice jump shot, real short jump shot.
And the ball just not falling. Perkins there looking for DJ, who has not scored yet. Perkins got 6, only man on the floor right now who has scored, because all their points, 9 for Mizrahi, 6 for Perkins. And we're missing 2 more. Perkins deep. Oh my goodness.
That was a 4-pointer.
That was a deep 3 by Perkins. He has 9. So out of the 20 points so far for Haifa, 18 of them belonging to Perkins and to Moshe Mizrahi. The other 2 points belonging to Brooke Sales. That was a big-time shot. So Haifa doubling them up, 20-10. Naimi drills the jumper on the sideline.
He caught somebody on a pick. Malik Dixon went underneath, and he got shot. He took the shot before he could get back on the defense. Smart play by Yuval Naimi.
Perkins feeling it. Behind the back to Dixon, wide open. Way off the mark.
God,
he's cold. He's ice cold. Just got off the bench.
Don't take that shot.
Brooke Sales back in the game in place of Davon Jefferson, who has gotten off to a slow start tonight. No points for him.
Yeah, but it's good that Avi's doing this rotation.
Yep.
Now he has given Devon a bit of a rest now. You know, it's a minute and a half before the end of the quarter, into the second quarter. It's about a 10-minute rest, which is important.
And you know what? It's better this way than the other way around. You know Devon's going to get his as Francis there gets some more of his with the dunk. And Haifa, though, really getting the offense from the other players. Devon will come and will get his later on.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it was a pick and roll, and they doubled on it, and then Kuzikaro never got back, and they get a dunk. I mean, that's ridiculous.
A minute left in the quarter. Haifa wants to finish strong after a really good first quarter. Perkins again for 3, way off the mark. Rebound, more on Rod.
And since this kid has come in the game, the whole pace of the game has changed. It's become Jerusalem pace, more running, the ball getting up the floor quicker, less set-up offenses.
Omar Sneed, deep 3, got it. And just like that, we're talking about a 3-point game. A minute ago, what looked like Haifa was going to put some serious distance. But you look over there, the first 3-pointer for Jerusalem, and Omar Sneed, he can do it all. 20 seconds to go. Perkins to Sales. The ball bounces out, but it's going to stay Haifa ball. And 10 on the shot clock, 19 on the game clock. Todd Golden in the game now for Haifa, making his first appearance. They like to bring him in at the end of quarters to hit that jump shot from the corner when people double up on the other players. Here's Dixon pulling up on his own, way off the mark. Benda gets the rebound, and now they can wait for a final shot, or do they? Yes, they get it, and the foul.
Benda with the kiss off the backboard. What a tough play, getting the offensive rebound over his player, and then coming back up, banking it off the backboard, and nothing.
And a heads-up play there by Ben David. Everybody assumed, including myself, they were going to wait for a final shot. He sees his guy off balance, leans into him, gets the bucket and the foul. So 3.6 to go, and Ben David completes the three-point play. Haifa up by 6. Substitutions continue. Adam Halaska making his first appearance for Jerusalem in place of Omar Sneed. Gur Porat in for Jerusalem, for Haifa, making his first appearance of the game. Haifa does not want to foul here. They are already in the penalty. And there is Rott. Heaves it from half court. No good. So Haifa wraps up the first quarter leading 23-17. They had a bigger lead. It's smaller now, Simi. But still, if you're Avi Ashkenazi, you got to be pleased with that performance.
You have to be pleased with the performance, even though your team has gone out of their offense now. And that's a shame, because the tempo of the game was a Haifa tempo, and now it isn't a Haifa tempo. That's a shame. It's also gone very, very tough. They've become, Jerusalem has become much tougher under the boards.
And what's going on over here, Simi? I don't know what exactly that is. It looks like a human pyramid, a female pyramid, in fact.
Well, you know, it's either see the pyramids along the Nile, or, you know, come over here and see the pyramids.
Well, if you, for those of you who are having trouble concentrating right now, let's talk about merchandising, Sammy. This is a perfect time for you all to go out there and buy your favorite Maccabi Haifa Heat merchandise.
I told my son, Yonatan, who's here at the game, that at the end of the first quarter and the end of the third quarter to go buy the merchandise, and if he doesn't, he'll have to pay for it. Exactly.
You get your bang for your buck there, as we see a little Cotton Eye Joe here. Celebrations continue. Really, you're getting all the entertainment value of a Final Four. They're selling popcorn over here in the stands, and not a full capacity crowd, but they're starting to fill out here at the Nokia Arena, which can seat upwards of 11,000 people. The biggest arena in Israel, in fact, the only one really up to par with what people would be used to in a European venue. Indeed, the center of Israeli basketball. And we have ourselves a nice game so far in basketball terms here tonight. Devon Jefferson, the leading scorer, without a point yet, but Perkins and Mizrahi setting the pace so far with 9 apiece. And the real key there, Simi, Mizrahi, 3 for 3 from beyond the arc.
Well, he ran to his spot, and at his spot, he was knocking it down, and they were feeding him the ball because they realized that he's the guy that can put it. Once he made the first one, it wasn't a problem putting in the second and third. It was really nice. I mean, but the major thing was the pace of the game was the Haifa Heat pace. And now, I don't know, you know, since Moran Rott came into the game, that's all changed.
And for Jerusalem, the early foul troubles for Travis Watson really threw him off. He is a key for that team, and not in there right now. Still on the bench as Terrence Francis in his place. Travis Watson, 11 points, 8.5 rebounds a game on the season. And there is Francis inside. Physical play by him, and he gets it to roll.
And not just that, they're looking for him when they come and help a little bit. The Haifa Heat rotation isn't quick enough, and they're getting beaten, and Francis is making his layups.
And he's got 8 points so far, the leading scorer for Jerusalem. Really carrying the weight for that team, a guy who joined the team later on this season. And there is Jefferson making his first move to the hoop, and he gets a bucket in the foul.
You know what I don't like about this, Aaron? It's not the basketball. Here we see Bender coming off, just a broken play and making the best of it. Devon's such a talented kid that he can take the hit in midair and also make the shot and come up with the foul shot. But it's not through your offense, and that's what's worrying me about the Haifa Heat.
You see Avi Ashkenazi there in a nice suit this evening, tailored up with the jacket and tie, as both coaches, staff obliged to do so by the league tonight as part of the honor of playing in the Final Four. Everything up a little bit more tonight as the festivities get underway, and this is just the beginning of 4 games to take place in the next 3 days here. Final Four in Israel. And so far, basketball fans should be pleased with the performance thus far, as these two teams doing battle. The number 2 seed Jerusalem and number 3 seed Haifa will be followed by number 1 seed Tel Aviv and number 5 seed Galil Gilboa. They're going to Francis. He's been the guy so far, fighting hard, and good D over there, doubling up Haifa. Amit Ben David going to lead the offense for the Greens. They have a whole cheering section here tonight for the fans as they cheer on Jefferson, and a big sign there saying, "Our jungle, your hell." They sure are emphatic, those fans.
But the whole problem is the Jerusalem defense fell asleep, and Porat picks up a foul on Timmy Bowers, and they just didn't come out to guard Devon. And he just stood there and took a set shot and knocked it down. I don't know, don't these people scout each other? Devon's talented.
And Haifa Heat now up by 10, 29-19, as Guy Gudas, a former standout from Maccabi Tel Aviv, now the coach of Jerusalem, going to his bench with his captain Erez Markovic and his 6th man, Roger Powell. Rott pulls up for 3. Bounces out. Nice deflection there by Snead to Timmy Bowers, who's been very quiet so far. No points for him, the team's leading scorer. Bowers now trying to go to work on Malik Dixon. Nowhere to go. And the foul is called. Markovic in the act, and he is not a very good free throw shooter.
Second foul on Ido Kujikaro. 2 minutes into the second quarter.
Markovic going to the line, 58% free throw shooter on the season.
He looks like he's throwing a shot put. Hey, he makes it.
He rattles it in.
And like you said, he really rattled it.
There is Guy Gudas, also sporting the tie-in jacket this evening. And bounces out. Gur Porat with the rebound, so Haifa holding on to a 9-point lead.
Aaron, what's really nice is looking at the sides, and you see all red, the Hapoel Jerusalem fans. A little farther down, you see all green, the Maccabi Haifa fans. It's really a beautiful thing to see. I mean, the fans there cheering their teams on with flags and sayings and all kinds of things. It's really nice.
Kujikaro steamrolling to the hoop. And the foul is called. If you take a look, they're having a good time up there. In
the Green Apes are going at it.
And they call it their jungle indeed for the Apes. Perkins back in the game in place of Amit Ben David, and Moshe Mizrahi's been on the bench for a long time after that blazing hot start.
Moshe picked up 2 fouls.
And Ito hits the back rim. Ito been to this format many times before in the Final Four, and this year he's saying, I am due. I've been here 3 times already. Haven't won a championship. He thinks this may be his year.
Well, maybe he should do.
And if he made some free throws, it could help his own cause.
Helps his due.
Everybody out here, Maccabi Haifa Heat ownership, seating alongside the mayor of Haifa, Yonah Yaha here courtside in the expensive seats, and that was a bad shot by Omar Snead.
That's a ridiculous shot. Just took it and threw it at the basket. Nothing better to do.
Perkins, as Kujikaro collides with Moran Roth. There is Jefferson to the hole. He gets fouled by Markowitz. And Markowitz is in there for the fouls.
There is a kid that grew up in Gadara, actually played his youth program at Rishon LeZion,
And Yuval Naimi, the starting point guard, in for Timmy Bowers, who has scored nothing yet. Saw him warming up before the game. He really is one of the more talented players who played in this league. Been here for 4 years, the last 3 in Jerusalem. As we take a look there at Jeff Rosen, the owner of Maccabi Haifa, alongside the mayor of Haifa. See images of them too, coming all the way down here to enjoy this festive event. And it is indeed festive for Haifa after being out of the league for 10 years. They come back before the season. Very bold prediction, Jeff Rosen and the other owners saying, we will make the Final Four. That is our goal. And indeed, they have done it.
Yep. You know, I mean, you know, but with the food comes your appetite, huh?
Yep.
He said, like Jeff said, just 2 more wins. That's it. That's all we want, 2 more wins this year.
And talked before the game with Haifa coach Avi Ashkenazi. I'm sure you all saw it before the game, in which he said, you know, you made the Final Four. He was like, hey, it's not enough. We want more. And they sure seem like it tonight. I mean, they came out here really with a sense of purpose. 6:45 to go in the second. They're up by 11. And guess what? Devon Jefferson has 8 points. He had nothing to start this quarter. We said he would get his, and he did. And that one thrown away. And Ashkenazi gets the ball. So you're the coach on the sideline.
Unforced timeout. Unforced turnover.
And it was a forced timeout, actually, because it's a TV timeout. So it gives us a chance, Timmy, to discuss the game so far. And Perkins with 9, Jefferson with 8. Those guys are going to get theirs. You know it.
13 and a half minutes, giving up 20 points. That's a very, very good thing. You know, you're doing your job. The whole thing is, you know, you got to keep them to 1 shot, the Jerusalem team to 1 shot, and keep the penetration out of the middle.
And Jerusalem, a team which scores about 90 points a game throughout the season, just a little bit down to about 86 in the playoffs. And tonight, only 20 with 6.5 to go in the second.
Yep. They're out here dancing their way to, what are they? It's a playoff championship for the cheerleaders.
Yeah, I mean, they have to step up their game, too, as we see the girls from Haifa here clad in green and wearing even some wigs here in front of us. We hope you guys can get that picture pretty soon, too. Colorful. Colorful is the way to describe this this showing this evening.
They got their little green and white outfits out. You know, Haifa Heat cheerleaders. You know, it's really a nice thing that you know, it's either that or stand online for your Haifa Heat t-shirts and hats.
Either way, great entertainment value. Exactly.
Right.
Can't go wrong.
You can, but you know, it's difficult.
So the dancers now seeding away, and the players making their return. Porat nursing still that injured finger. Out there with Sales, Jefferson, Perkins, and Ben David. Moshe Mizrahi still on the bench, having scored 9 points already very quickly early on, along with Jefferson and Perkins. The major load of points for this Haifa team.
Yeah, and Avi Ashkenazi has a lot of weight on his shoulders. You know, I mean, you want to win. I don't care what you say. You want to win. You know, you want to win a big game. It's in the big stage. There's big leagues now, you know. And I can understand the feeling, you know. It's his first time here. And
first time in the big show for Avi Ashkenazi, and really the heat turns up more, and Perkins just takes that away from an ill-advised shot by Roger Powell, but it is advised giveaway by Haifa, and Jerusalem makes him pay.
Yeah, they just left him all by himself.
Travis Watson with the 2 quick fouls back in the game. He is going to be locking horns with Brooke Sales down low. And there is Brooke Sales trying to pull Watson out. Gives the ball to Perkins, and they call a walk on Perkins. He cannot believe it. And Timmy Bauer is going to come back in for Omar Sneed. And you take a look at the fans in red as their team tries to mount a comeback. Naimi for three. Off the mark. Rebound, Porat. So Jerusalem struggling. They are 1 for 8 from beyond the arc. A team normally a very good three-point shooting
Yuval
team.
Naimi has no shame. He'll shoot, you know, what did one of my friends say to his other friend? You'd shoot your mother to get to your sister, and that's crazy. You know, you got to, hey, nice.
Oh, and he can't get the roll, but Brooks Sales, another offensive board for Haifa, and the ball gets away from him, rolls on the back of his neck.
And it's starting to become physical in there.
The fake there by Moran Rock goes to the hole. They're going to call the foul on Gur Porat. That'll be number 2 on him. And number 3 on the team. So just over 5 to go here. Haifa with a 9-point lead. Both teams struggling a little bit on the offensive board. Only 8 points for Haifa, 5 for Jerusalem in this quarter so far. Naimi with the penetration, gets the nice roll as he sneaks by Deron Perkins. Benda and Naimi, a couple of underrated Israeli point guards. Jefferson with the move, finds Gur Porat wide open, and he gets it.
Down. And that's another big one, because if you have Moshe Mizrahi and Gur Porat hitting threes, you're in for a long night.
And here's a key number for you. Haifa, 7 for 12 from beyond the arc. Jerusalem, 1 for 8. That's the story so far. Back into Watson, working hard on Sales. Goes in there, gets the roll and the foul.
And you know Watson's the lefty, that he's going to come back left. So you got to cut off, make him go to his right.
And you see Jefferson tried to come help out as he's working there on Sales. And it looked like Jefferson, they call him for getting a piece. No, they're going to call it on Brooks Sales with the body contact down low. So Travis Watson goes to the line. A big part of this Jerusalem team. And he drills the free throw.
You got Roger Powell in there, University of Illinois, tough player. 6'6", 6'7", can guard a guard a big man.
Very versatile out there.
Yeah, he's taking Devon, and he's the type of guy that can take Devon.
Perkins with the high pick from Sales. Jefferson going alone. Out to Porat. He's got another shot out there.
Money!
And he gets it. Gur Porat on fire.
What'd I tell you?
And look at those pair of small forwards for Haifa. 3 for 3 but from beyond the arc from Mizrahi. His replacing Gur Porat doesn't fall much off. 2 for 2 for 3.
We ought to fire him. He's only 2 for 2. Oh, my God.
And they are going to call a foul, and that will be the 5th foul on Haifa, which will put them in the penalty. So a big foul on Brooks Sales as we take another look at that sweet, sweet release from Gur Porat.
That's his 2nd foul.
And Haifa just playing unselfish basketball, Simi. They are just
timeout,
sharing the ball,
timeout,
and finding their shooters.
Yeah.
8 for 13 for 62% from beyond the arc. And that really is the major story when you think of what that is, a 21-point differential just on 3-point shots.
Yep. But under the bucket, it's the other way around. And what would you do now?
What do we got right now? I don't know. If I weren't so in a hurry to go get merchandise, I would be watching this new show here. We are seeing a very eclectic dancing performance this evening now. As we see the girls in a light blue turquoise gowns out there. Let's take a look at what they're up to.
All of a sudden, the gym is quiet.
I know, they appreciate this more than they do the pool.
A lot of guys watching the game now.
And oh, a little bit of a high jump over there. Look at that. Could we be in for some limbo? That would be something. Let's take a look at the numbers so far for Deron Perkins. His season average is 16 points a game almost. You see he's got 9 tonight. And the assists, that is crucial. We talked about that a lot. When he tends to take the game on himself too much, his assists drop off, but he's got 4 so far tonight. Good numbers for him, except for the free throw line. Really everything clicking according to the game plan.
Yeah, 1 for 4 from the foul line is below his standard. It's really not the numbers we're used to from him.
And with 3:40 to go, Haifa's got a 10-point lead. And really surprising, kind of like the lackluster performance so far by Jerusalem. This is a team which all season long was pretty much the most consistent team. Second place to
They didn't lose at home the whole season, but this isn't home.
This isn't home, and the stakes are higher, and getting into foul trouble early on. Guy Gudis, you see him in your picture there. He's got his work cut out for himself. And you see he's sweating. The heat is on, and the coach is perspiring a little bit as well. Watson drills the first one.
I like him. He played for Virginia for a friend of mine, Pete Gillen. Played real nice. You know, he was with Roger Mason at Virginia.
Roger Mason, of course, played in the Israeli League and now in the NBA for the Spurs.
Played for Hapoel Jerusalem.
So Francis comes in for Watson, and the two of those guys really doing a number. Francis with 8, Watson with 7, Sneed with 5. The front court there, perhaps the best in the Israeli League, doing the job, but so far, Haifa smoking from beyond the arc, and Jerusalem has no answer for that. Ben David going to try to continue it, and he does. And Haifa on fire from three-point range, 9 for 14 in this first half.
It's the biggest lead, 11-point lead. And that's a very, very important thing.
Haifa shooting 64% from 3. That's a better percentage than they're shooting from 2 or for 1 even. And there is Sharon Sasson answering back.
Comes right back, yeah.
And that was big for them. They'd only had 1 made previously. And they need Sharon Sasson. Benda's going to try it again. Can he get 2 in a row? He can!
And they're leaving him alone. They're in some kind of a zone. And some of the guys are playing man. Some of the guys are playing zone. And the coaches are losing their minds.
And Haifa is killing them from beyond the arc. 10 for 15, 67%.
Well, Yuval Naimi was in some kind of a zone. And what happened was Benda ran to the open spot, got the ball back, and knocked down the shot.
Naimi misses it. The rebound, Chasson, but collides with his own teammate, and here comes Perkins. They call the foul.
Intentional
on
foul.
Naimi.
Intentional foul. Unsportsmanlike foul. That's 2 shots and the ball from the side.
And check this, Simi. Haifa for 1 point, shooting 50%. From 2 points, 61%. And from 3 points, 67%. All adds up. Big, big lead for Haifa. Naimi takes a seat, and Perkins is going to have 2 free throws and then the ball from the side as well. So here's a chance for Haifa to really put the game out of reach, or to at least put a big lead for them in these last 2.5 minutes. They've got Jerusalem up against the ropes, and here's a time where you go for the kill, but Perkins struggling from the line.
1 for 5 from the line. That's amazing.
Here's a guy who is a 75% free throw shooter. And he's 1 for 6. My goodness.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Well, they're still going to get the ball. But really, the only weak spot for Haifa tonight really has been that free throw shooting. 5 for 12 from the line. Otherwise, playing a really exceptional game, an exceptional shooting game as well.
That's insane that he missed all those foul shots.
And that's Mickey Dorsman over there, the former coach and owner of Hapoel Holon, who was the champion last year. Waiting to see who will succeed him this year, as we await to see who will be the 2009 champion of the Israeli League. And right now, Haifa looking pretty good to make itself a contender in the final. A foul is called, and Jerusalem not happy. Moran Rot called for the foul. They thought it was
foul.
They thought it was going to be a travel on Perkins, but let's take another look at it.
Let's take a look. No, actually. The foul, if he called that foul, it's a foul before the travel.
Yeah.
Afterwards, he walked.
So they're in the penalty, and Perkins going the line where he has struggled and gets the roll. So he's going to take whatever help he can get. 1 for 6 now,
2 for 7. Unbelievable.
And he misses that one too, and Jefferson with the rebound. And he goes right back and he gets fouled.
Oh, yeah.
And Jerusalem is going ballistic here on their bench. They cannot believe the number of fouls being called.
No, they can't believe the bad rebounding on
And 7 offensive boards for Haifa.
They can't believe on the bad rebounding on foul shots. This is like the 3rd time, Aaron, that they've taken, the Haifa's taken an offensive rebound on foul shots, which is a no-no.
That's fundamentals. You got to box your player out.
And it's a timeout.
And Jefferson is going to go to the line when we come back from this timeout as Haifa is up by a dozen. And Jerusalem, their bench is right by our broadcast booth here, and you can see the intensity in those faces. Omar Sneed, not a happy camper right now, as Guy Gudis trying to get his guys back on track here and at least limit this going into halftime. If you're Jerusalem right now, you got to say to yourself, we're not going to be leading at halftime, but we do not want to go down with a big hole against this Haifa team, which is red hot right now, shooting-wise.
Yeah, well, basically what they're saying, it's a 12-point lead, maybe 13-14 after the foul shots. Let's bring it down under single digits before we go into halftime. You do it slowly but surely, and that's the way you get it done. I just bought my kid a pen with the calendar.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he loved the last one I got him, so I bought my other kid a pen, Robbie, because he's a bartender. He has to mark down the drinks.
Exactly.
And he wants to know what day it is. After 4 or 5 drinks, you don't even know what day it is.
All-purpose pen.
Yes.
And if you look at the calendar in there on the other side, there is a calendar of the major dates in the basketball calendar. And tonight, Simi, is one of them. The 19th of May, the Final Four in Israel. We're 2 days away from the big final. And, you know, it's not the NCAA Final Four, but you do necessarily feel a different feeling here than we have all season long. I mean, there is more of a celebratory mood,
yes,
more of a festival-like atmosphere, and better dressed coaches. So, you know.
Better dressed coach. Yeah, well, they made him wear jackets and ties.
That's a nice little gesture.
Yeah, that's a gesture, yeah.
Maybe one of these days they'll force you to wear a tie. I mean, I don't know.
You know, I don't know if they can find a shirt large enough for me, you know. A tie, they can just bring me a noose to hang myself with, you know. Go outside afterwards and get a lamppost.
Jefferson makes the first one. He's got 9 and hopes to become the first Haifa player in double figures because, oh, make that 2. So look at this bounce attack for Haifa. 10 for Jefferson, 10 for Perkins, but more importantly, 9 for Ben David, 9 for Mizrahi, and 6 for Gur Porat. They're getting it where they needed it. We talked about it before the game. The Israelis stepping up for Haifa tonight to help out their 2 stars. Francis down low. Fouled, and they're going to call it. Or are they not going to call it? They are going to call it.
Number 5 on. That's second against Jefferson.
Francis with the nice pump fake gets Jefferson airborne, and from there it was just easy pickings. Look at that. Got both Sales and Jefferson. And they did not want the continuation, but he does get it. The nice assist there by Omar Sneed. We told you he can do it all. And Francis with that nice high arcing stroke. I'm very impressed with his shooting touch from this guy. He's got 11 to lead all scorers coming off the bench for Jerusalem.
Now we got Perkins coming in for Devon. He doesn't want Devon to pick up his 3rd foul. So, you know, that's a good move. Just the matchups are a little difficult.
Haifa up by 11, trying to get some more with 1:45 to go. Benda pulls up for the jumper. Off. But look at the hustle, and he almost tracks it down. Timmy Bowers still trying to get on the board for the first time. So Timmy Bowers is going to go to the line, and with 1:26 to go, He is going to try and get his first points. And if there's a barometer for how things are going for Jerusalem, that is it. This guy is their leading scorer. He is their most consistent penetrator. And tonight, he's got nothing.
And one of the biggest raps against Timmy Bowers is in a lot of games he disappears. And this is one of them. I mean, he's getting his first point 18 and a half minutes into the game. And you know, how many minutes he played so far this game?
Torrin Francis, the guy who came in off the bench, their leading scorer with 11 points. That's good news and bad news, because he's having himself a great game. But if he's the guy who they're relying for on their offense, not a good sign for Jerusalem. Malik Dixon out to Gur Porat. He's going to try his luck again, and he gets it. Gur Porat on fire from three-point range.
They just left it. They sagged in. Malik Dixon draw the defense in, and he kicked the ball out, which is surprising from Malik, because he usually likes to shoot himself. And he knocks down the three. I mean, you know, what can I tell you?
Timmy Bowers looks down low to Francis. He gets it. No foul called. Here comes Perkins the other way. He's got numbers, 3-on-1. The dish to Dixon. He gets it.
And
Haifa going wild.
A 14-point lead with half a minute to go in the first half. Nice play, Malik, using the backboard.
Sneed working down low on Gur Porat. He's got 2 fouls. Timmy Bowers, and the foul is called on Amit Ben David. That's his first, as you hear the boos coming in from the green bleachers here.
And timeout with 21 seconds left to the half.
And here is something which will blow your mind, Simi. Haifa has got 5 players who have 9 or more points so far. This is a team which has relied really exclusively on Jefferson and Perkins. But tonight, Mizrahi, Porat, Ben David, those guys are the story tonight so far.
But the whole thing is they hit the shots that at the beginning of the game, when everybody was collapsing on Perkins and Jefferson, to open it up, that they couldn't collapse on them, and that opened it up for Perkins and Jefferson. You got to give them a lot of credit to everybody, including Ashkenazi, Elad Hassim, and Nikki Gorka, the coaches.
And it makes it a lot easier when those 3 Israeli players are a combined 8 for 8 from three-point range.
Can't get any better.
Avi Ashkenazi there in the huddle, getting all he could have hoped for and much, much more from his Israeli supporting staff. Dixon has 2, Sales has 2, but all the rest of the points, 47 out of the 51 points from those 5 players. Take a look at Porat and Mizrahi. Porat is the backup normally for Mizrahi, and tonight both of those guys really just doing a number.
Yeah. Got Timmy Bowers at the line. Good friend of mine was the assistant coach. Stan Jones, who's at Florida State, was at Mississippi State 1 year, and he coached him and Roy Gopher. And also, you know, he loves these guys.
Timmy Bowers afterwards played in the NBDL, took the championship there with Asheville in 2004-2005, and the following year here in Israel, voted the player of the year in the players poll. So he can put up the numbers. His season high is 31 points, averaging 16. Tonight, just 4, and they all came from the line. Haifa trying to put away a final punch here. They're up by 12 with 8 seconds to go. Perkins, high screen by Sales. Oh, throws it away, gets it back, pulls up, shot at the buzzer, and he gets it! And at the buzzer, Teron Perkins!
My God!
And an emphatic ending to this half, everything going Haifa's way. The ball bounces back to Perkins, and he drills it at the buzzer. Haifa 53, Jerusalem 39, a 14-point lead for Jerusalem. And, you know, we always talk about the defense, but Simi, what about the offense? Look at these guys.
Well, you know, the offense came together when they started hitting the threes at the beginning of the game. And that opened everything up, you know, and also what's very good is the defense has come down, and also Jerusalem is not hitting the threes that they usually hit in a game.
So you see Deron Perkins there celebrating. Let's take a look at our leading scorers, and they are impressive. Perkins with 12, Jefferson with 10, and then Ben David, Mizrahi, and Porat, each a point short of double figures in a real offensive outburst for Haifa. Jerusalem leading the way is Torrin Francis with 11 off the bench, but you see the rest of them. 7, 6, 5, 4 for the other guys. Jerusalem, a team which scores about 90 points a game, struggling tonight, and it's been all Maccabi Haifa Heat in the first half.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of a pleasure to watch two teams going at it, and I think rightfully so. The team that plays the better defense is winning the game, and that's something Jerusalem hasn't done all year long.
Let's take a look at the other statistics we have so far, and the main number right there in front of you, 11 for 16, 69%. That is the story so far. Haifa also leading in field goal percentage and scoring off the bench. A big number also to look at is those offensive rebounds, a number which Haifa has usually not led this season. But tonight, they've got 7, Jerusalem 3, and everything looking good now for Maccabi Haifa. Let's send you now to our week in review in basketball and in soccer. Simi and I will be right back to talk to you again about this game and give you a little bit of a preview for our second game tonight. Stay tuned. We'll be right back from Tel Aviv.
Shalom and welcome to Week 26 review of the Premiership Israeli Basketball League. This is the coverage of Game 4 in the quarterfinal series. I'm Gil Barak. Here we go. Down 2-1 in the series, Bnei Sharon in white hosted Maccabi Haifa Heat. In the first 3 quarters, there wasn't any great basketball to watch, only hustle, trash talk and physical plays. Quite familiar scenes one should expect from a playoff game. 10 minutes to the end, Haifa was up by only 2 points. The difference in the last 10 minutes and throughout the game was made by Haifa's foreign players, Perkins, Jefferson and Sales, who led their team to a great last quarter of 33-16, part of a huge victory 87-68 in the game and 3-1 in the series. Haifa makes it to the Final Four in its first season in the Premier League after playing only last year in the second division. The Greens will face Hapoel Jerusalem in the semifinals.
Wow, I'm out of breath. What a game. I'm so proud of this team and this organization. This was our goal. We've stated it many times in the press. But to achieve it tonight is just such a great feeling. And all year we've dreamt about going to Nokia. I missed the Cup games. Of course, I watched it on Triangle Internet TV back home in the States. But we heard, we felt, we spoke to the guys, we felt the pain, the joy of a win, and then the shocking loss. And to think we have another chance, that this team is back, we can play Jerusalem again, a super team, and that these guys will be ready. We have, I think, a good week or 8 or 9 days, I don't know how many. We've got a lot of bruised bodies and turned ankles, and we need the rest. But we want to come to Nokia fresh, and we have 2 shots. We have to get by Jerusalem and then play for a final.
Maccabi Tel Aviv, leading the series 2-1, visited Ironi Ashkelon. Early on, Ashkelon tried to get its big guy involved, but Turner was blocked by Dior Fisher and Maccabi ran to an easy fast break. Arroyo kept on dishing nice assists, and his team was up 21-17 after the first quarter. Ashkelon managed to stay close to Maccabi due to some individual plays such as this one by Trey Kelly. Yet in the last minute, Robbie Balinko's players lost their heads in the defensive end. Marcus Brown and Carlos Arroyo took advantage of the situation, and Maccabi was up by 10 at the halftime. In the third quarter, Maccabi sealed the deal. Arroyo, who didn't score at all in game number 3, did whatever he wanted on the floor as Ashkelon couldn't find answers regarding stopping him. The hosts couldn't find the rim for almost 7 minutes, and Maccabi turned the rest of the game into garbage time. In the end, Maccabi wins 97-65 and secures its spot in the Final Four. This no-look pass by Carlos Arroyo and the dunk by Omri Caspi earned them the play of the game. Gilboa Galil in white hosted Hapoel Holon, which needed one victory to make it to the Final Four. The hosts started well. Gal Mekel with 14 points on the night and Brian Roberts with 16 gave their team a 9-point lead by the end of the first quarter. Gilboa Galil kept on running and the gap was already 15. Danny Franco threw in Lior Segev, and this guy rewarded his coach with quick 5 points, which put Holon down by a reasonable deficit of 10 points in the halftime. A three-pointer by Lior Lifshitz right at the beginning of the second half cut down Gilboa Galil's lead into 6 points. Closer than that, Holon couldn't get. Gilboa Galil made another run, and until the end of the third quarter, the gap rose to 13 points again. In the last quarter, the hosts played much better basketball and took over the game with a great W of 77-55. The two teams will play one decisive game for the last ticket for the Final Four.
We came out and got focused. I mean, we knew tonight was a big game for us. It was do or die. Thursday, that really hurt. You know, we felt like we gave it our all and, you know, put a lot of energy into coming back. Came up short, and, you know, we knew tonight was big, and, you know, with the crowd and us coming out so strong, I mean, it happened. So we just came out, got focused, and we're ready for Thursday.
Thanks for watching the coverage of Games 4 in the quarterfinal series of the Israeli Basketball League. I'm Gil Barak. Take care. Shalom and welcome to the highlights from game number 5 in the Israeli Basketball League's quarterfinals. I'm Gil Barak. Let's go. An army of 3,000 yellow-purple fans showed up to support the champions and the cup holders against the red from Gilboa, who dream about the Final Four. The first quarter was a one-man show, Gilboa's Brian Roberts. The guy was in a crazy zone. In the first 10 minutes he scored no less than 16 points, and the visitors were up 29-20 after the first quarter. Franco called Brian Tolbert from the bench, a player of big games. The momentum switched to Holon's side, Gilboa's lead disappeared and the crowd felt in seventh heaven. Remember Roberts? He was scoreless in the second quarter and the teams were even at 39 in halftime. In the beginning of the second half, Holon got the ball. The shots didn't touch the rim. The outside officials decided to give Holon another 24 seconds, and Tolbert took advantage of it. This technical foul cost Gilboa Galil a 9-point deficit in less than 2 minutes. Roberts decided to get back in the game 3 minutes before the end of the quarter. 4 quick points by him completed an 11-2 run for Gilboa, and the score was tied again. A 3-pointer by Lifshitz gave Holon a 5-point lead 10 minutes to the end. And then the fourth quarter began, and what a quarter it was. Tolbert made some big baskets in the money time. And on the other end of the floor, young Gal Mekel played as if he has years and years of experience. 30 seconds to the end, he went to the basket and made an offensive foul who his coach disliked. Tolbert went to the line and scored only 1. Holon is up by 2. 9 seconds from the buzzer, the pressure was on Yavzuri, who scored twice from the line, and we're tied again at 75. The last ball went to who else but Tolbert. This time his shot went out. We're going to overtime. In the extra 5 minutes, Tolbert kept on shooting and put his team up by 3. Dion Dowell did the same for his team. A minute and a half to the end, Maccabi drove to the basket and missed, but the referees decided to give him 2 points. Tolbert started to lose control and couldn't find the rim. Suwan went to the line and Gilboa was up by 4. 40 seconds to the end, Orland missed twice from the line, and down by 4, Holon went to Tolbert, who missed again, and that was it. Gilboa Galil, with a huge victory 87-80, makes it to the Final Four. Shalom and welcome to the highlights of round 31 of the Israeli Premiership Soccer League. I'm Gil Barak. Here we go. A full capacity crowd gathered in Kiryat Eliezer Stadium, the home of Maccabi Haifa, which hosted Hapoel Tel Aviv for what has been called the game of the season. During the first half, Haifa was in control and nearly scored as Hapoel goalies Vincent Anyema prevented Rafaelov's attempt to put Haifa on top. The second half looked quite the same regarding the domination of the green jerseys. Haifa's Fantini kept on missing the target, which was well kept by Anyema, Hapoel's best player on the field. After 61 minutes, Haifa made a huge step towards the championship. Its best player Yaniv Katan got an open look at the goal after a great pass by Shlomi Orbitman, and Anyema finally surrendered to a great strike. Despite the only goal, Haifa looked like the only team on the field and cruised until the final whistle. Hapoel, it'll have to settle for the second spot of the ranking. Kiryat Shmona got a 2-0 victory at home against Beitar Jerusalem. The first goal was scored by Bello, Hasama was in charge of the second. As a result, Rand Ben Shimon's team found itself in the 11th spot of the ranking. Maccabi Tel Aviv played against Bnei Yehuda and won 2-1. Buzaglo put Maccabi up in the 16th minute.
אבל עכשיו ג'ונסון, ודלה אינוגבה, מציל את בני יהודה, לא! בוזגלו כובש! 1-0 למכבי תל אביב! אמרנו, בלבלה בהגנה, זה בדיוק מה שקרה עכשיו לבני יהודה!
But Galvan equalized the score 18 minutes later.
עדיין בני יהודה בהתקפה, רלי מגביה, והנה 1-1! שער שוויון של פטרו גלוון, 1-1 לבני יהודה.
Right before the end, a great goal by Roman secured Maccabi with the victory.
רומן משתחרר ובועט! איזה שער! 2-1 למכבי תל אביב! דן רומן עושה את הפעולה היפה ביותר במשחק הזה.
The Petach Tikva derby was owned by Hapoel.
ויסה, עוברת צמח, עדיין ויסה, ויסה! איזה מבצע! איזה שער גדול! ג'וניור ויסה פרואני!
Junior Visa with a great play and Abu Khatira's goals gave Hapoel the W, and the team is now safe from the danger zone.
אבו חצירה מסמן, והנה אבו חצירה מקבל, ועכשיו אין נבדל, אבו חצירה, נימה! 2-0 להפועל בדרבי! פעולת סיום מושלמת, מצוינת של אבו חצירה, וזלצר יכול עכשיו לחגוג.
מספר 11 עומר סטיג ומספר 15 טימי
And we are back, ready for this second half here. Haifa up by 14 points. Jerusalem trying to make some adjustments at the halftime. They're going to come back with a pair of point guards, Moran Rot and Yuval Naimi. That means Sharon Sasson is on the bench. Haifa also making an adjustment. Brooke Sale is going to stay on the bench, and as is Ben David. They're going to start with Kujikaro and Malik Dixon. So we are about to get underway here, and for Haifa, Simi, it's going to be very tough to top that first half. I mean, they played almost perfectly offensively.
Well, I think Jerusalem's a very weak defensive team. Yuval Naimi and Omar Sneed don't play defense. Timmy Bowers is the only one really of the guards that plays defense, and it's tough on him to get, you know, a handle on Perkins like he did just now.
Well, they get the turnover to start it, so for Jerusalem, hopefully they're going to change a little bit. Nice pass there by Rod underneath to Timmy Bowers, but he comes up short. Watson with the rebound, and Jerusalem regroups. And it looks like Malik Dixon sprained his ankle. He is in a lot of pain over there, trying to get out. He's asking for a timeout. And look at Malik. He is really hurting.
He's hurting. He's really hurting. See the pain in his face.
And he was begging for the substitution there.
That's a shame, you know.
Let's take a look at this and see how it happened. Oh, it looks like he just stepped on someone's foot and turned it over, and you can see him limping and begging for a substitution. And he got it.
And that's a shame because that cuts down on the rotation that Avi Ashkenazi has, especially since they put P.J. Mackey in the freezer for the last couple of months.
Now they've got Ben David out there, Perkins, Mizrahi, Jefferson, and Kujikaro, the 3 Israelis, the 2 Americans. Mizrahi misses the 2 there. He's still perfect from three-point land. As you see the replay there, the rejection by Perkins, and he lets him know about it. Look at that again, an instant replay. Perkins there doing everything defensively. Not only steals from that guy, an all-around player. And one of the reasons why he was on the all-league team that was announced just a few days ago. Omar Sneed out to Moran Rot.
4 seconds, 3, 2,
He's got a heave and desperation shot, almost goes.
Hits the rim, it would have gone.
And they go up to Jefferson, who picks it up and puts it in.
What a great play. They just threw it above the point guard from
Moran Rot
over there, and just flipped it over his head. That was an amazing play.
And you see the slump over there for Jerusalem, having trouble putting points on the board. Sneed there trying to get something going. Naimi into Watson down low. He can't even get it from there, and he still can't get it. So the slump continues. Jerusalem struggling.
Watson has a tough time scoring on the right side.
And check out the stat line on Deron Perkins. 12 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds. Doing it all. A triple-double threat for him. And there's the turnover, and Watson's got a long way to go. Jefferson trying to make up room. And they're going to call goaltending.
And they had 3 shots at the basket that they kept passing the ball. When you got a clear view of the bucket, shoot it. And instead of going up by 20 or something like that, it's only 16.
Cut them some slack, Sammy. They've done almost everything right tonight. You see the fans in red trying to get their team back in it. They are in quite a hole right now, down by 14. And really, that bucket, goaltending, we haven't seen a shot of theirs go down in a long, long time. Foul on Bowers. It's only the first on him. Timmy Bowers has 4 points, all from the line.
He's really been weak this evening. You know, he's played like 19, 20 minutes, and he's only gotten 4 points. And like you just said, everything from the foul line. Timmy's their barometer, and he's just off tonight. They're doing a great job on him.
And another guy, their second leading scorer, Omar Sneed, also struggling tonight. Just 5 points for him. Bowers and Sneed, they are their top 2 guys, and Kujikaro throws it away there. There comes Bowers. Perkins slides again. Bowers to the hole, it gets fouled by Kujikaro. So Kujikaro, not a lot of grace on that.
Again, but that's another turnover, and that's insane. You know, you're letting these guys, Jerusalem, back into the game without them doing anything. It's a turnover, and Timmy gets goes to the hoop and gets fouled.
And Haifa the 9th for them tonight. So far, it hasn't come back to hurt them because everything else has been working so well, but it's a category they have led the league in all season. And tonight, no exception. Looks like Brooke Sales is going to come in for Kujikaro. Let's take a look there in the comparison for Bowers. Really, really struggling now.
Here we got Francis coming in for Watson.
And Francis has been a very pleasant surprise for Jerusalem tonight. When everybody else is struggling, he's putting up a really good game.
He's a real banger off the boards.
And Bowers can't even get the free throw to fall there.
Yeah, I guess he had a long talk with Perkins at halftime.
Haifa only shooting 50% from the line. But you know, when one part of your game is working really well, it can cover up for the rest. Haifa shooting 70% from three-point land and covering up for a lot of other deficiencies. They called a foul on Brooke Sales. He can't believe it. That's number 3 on him. And that gets dangerous for Haifa.
And that's
3 on Kujikaro and 3 on Sales.
And that's another unforced turnover, and that's crazy. Got a guy at half court. What the hell you? Okay.
And the Hapoel fans now, you can hear them. They are getting pretty loud. They know their team needs them now to get back in this game. Timmy Bowers flips to his left hand. It bounces out. He can't get anything going. Perkins calming everybody down. Mizrahi's out there again. Will he take a 3? No, he fakes it.
Moran Rott with the foul. They're so scared of motion now, they're guarding him 40 feet from the basket.
And that's foul number 3 on Rott.
Yeah, and that's a big foul because Moran Rott is a very explosive player. Timeout TV.
A very good player, Moran Rott, and it's still a 13-point lead. 6:47 to go in the third.
And
Haifa holding on.
And that's a shame because we could have been up a lot more. The Haifa Heat could have been up a lot more except for those unforced turnovers. And now it's a 13-point game. It could have been a 20, 25-point game, and they're not in it. And they've gotten back. We've gotten into foul trouble. You know, it's going to be a long 17 minutes.
And guess what they're doing, Simi? The Space Jam. Out of that great cinematic experience, the Michael Jordan-led Space Jam. Not a great movie, but, you know, nice soundtrack at least.
It should have been a soundtrack, not a movie, you're saying, huh?
So Haifa, led by Jefferson and Perkins, who each have 12 points. But with the supporting staff stepping up tonight, Ben David, Mizrahi, Porat, 9 points each, a combined 8 for 8 from three-point land. And Haifa really, you can see that sense of purpose in their eyes. Jefferson and Perkins, the team leaders, they came out really with a mission tonight. You can see they're all business.
It looks like Brooke Sales is uneasy with his leg. He's like walking strangely.
He's been rumored to have an ankle problem, which was one of the reasons why we thought he might have been scratched from the starting lineup. But Brooke Sales doing what he has to do out there. He's got 2 rebounds, 2 on the offensive board, and 2 points, and banging hard, giving up 3 fouls already. And DJ comes out.
And that's like taking candy from a baby. I mean, Omar Snead can't guard his lunch.
And if he can't guard his lunch, he's going to have a hard time guarding the 6th man of the year in Israel, Davon Jefferson. And the only reason he got that award, Sammy, is because of a decision you didn't like for him coming off the bench in the first place.
Yeah, I didn't. And that actually changed the season for the Haifa Heat.
Oh, and the steal by Perkins there. A lazy pass by Snead. Here comes Perkins. And dribbling and taking his time out there as Haifa has a 15-point lead. They smell blood now. Benda out to Sales. Perkins for 3. No good.
Short. You know, they didn't attack the basket at all. That's a shame. You're up 15, attack the basket.
Sasson for three. Cannot get it. The rebound belongs to Sales, but taken away by Bowers. Trying to get in there, and he gets it in a foul.
And that's his fourth foul.
And that is Bowers' first field goal of the game, and that could be a crucial play
that's
right
his
there.
Fourth foul.
Yeah.
Dropping the ball after you have a rebound, kid picking it up, basking the.
And what was a 15-point lead could now go down to 12, and Brooks Sales could be seeing a lot of bench time with his fourth foul. Fujikaro in instead of Sales.
Two useless fouls on Brooks.
And Timmy Bowers misses that one, so he is still struggling. He's got 7 points now, but 1 for 5 from the field. Mizrahi going left, leaning in, gets it. Nice bucket by Moshe.
He feels he has an advantage on Yuval Naimi, which he does. Yuval played him like a fool to his right, and you know Moshe's the left.
And he loves driving to his left. Sneed down low on Fujikaro, going to work, gets the floater. And they wanted goaltending on that, offensive interference, but he floated that in there over the outstretched arms of Jefferson. Jefferson now leaning in, throws it away, gets it back, and the stands erupt as the foul is called right there.
Here we see it. Dino gets the ball. Kind of looking clean. Looked like a clean block, but
it did look clean. And the coaching staff in Jerusalem thought so too. And a staring matchup between Guy Gudis and referee Avi Biton. So Fujikaro goes to the line. You see his season average, very workmanlike. Fujikaro does it, and he hits the free throw there.
Well, you know, he's helping the cause.
His first point of the night for Ito.
My God. What's that, 1 for 4, huh? Oh my God. The referees have lost their minds. Called a foul on Moshe Mizrahi.
That's what's called a makeup foul. Called a bad one the other way, and they felt they owed one to Haifa, or Jerusalem rather. So Gur Parat in for Mizrahi, and he has been just as an effective sub for Mizrahi. Both have 9 points, perfect from beyond the arc. There is Rata Sasson going down to Omar Sneed. They need him, and he finds Timmy Bowers out there, who's been very, very quiet tonight.
Ball going down. A lot of these guys disappear in big games, Aaron.
Big-time players show up in big-time games.
That's exactly right.
Perkins wide open for three. Hits the front iron. Jerusalem out to Rott. Feeds it to Bowers.
And that's a quick turnaround from, a rebound. The transition defense was bad, and they get a dunk on it.
And the numbers may not be impressive, but Moran Rott really gives this Jerusalem team a spark. You mentioned it, Sammy. He really moves it up.
He has the quickness, and he uses it.
Benda doubled up. Jefferson throws it up there, but they're struggling now. They get the rebound there. They're going to say no bucket. A foul before. And that'll be foul number 4 on Jerusalem.
Yeah, number 8 is...
No, it's on Sharon Sasson, number 7.
Number 7, I'm sorry. And now it's 4 fouls. Next one, everybody's shooting.
So Perkins takes a seat. Dixon's in.
Malik Dixon's in. Surprising.
And here's Adam Alaska, a guy who joined this team this season and expected great things from him. He's a very good shooter, but just has not been getting a lot of minutes.
He got hurt. He had an operation. Jerusalem spent a lot of money on him, getting the operation done in Iowa.
DJ working down low. Nice bucket on Snead. And that was a sweet kiss off the backboard. Jefferson showing you can do it all, even in a post-up
He's just
game.
abusing Omar Snead.
And there is Snead going to try and answer. And he does. So a 12-point lead still. Omar Snead saying he got whacked. He does not get the foul. But let's take another look at that move by Jefferson. All he does is
complain all the time.
And Jefferson now has 16 to lead all scorers. I told you early on, it takes him a while to get going, but he will get his. He scored nothing in the first quarter and a bit. And now he leads all scorers. Porat doubled up. He's got to get rid of the ball there. And they call the foul, and Guy Goodis in front of us here is losing his shirt right here. He cannot believe it. Doubled
Number
up
5 against Adam Alaska. It's a shooting foul now. He stuck his hands in, you know. I mean, don't stick your hands in.
So Gur Porat to the line. And he becomes the 4th Haifa player in double figures with that bucket. Haifa holding on to that stable 12 to 14 range lead. They went down with a 14-point lead, and they're holding it here with 2.5 to go in the third. Jerusalem, if they want to have any chance of getting back in this, they've got to make a push now so they don't go down in a big hole going into the fourth. Moran Rott passes it in to Watson. Nice pass and nice bucket. 12-point game. Watson with 11. Same as his replacement, Torin Francis. And Bowers and Snead now have 9, but they have not got it in an impressive way. They really have just slugged away. Both of those guys struggling tonight. Dixon now for 3. He's been quiet.
Quiet isn't the word. He's been non-existent.
Under 2 to go. 12-point lead. Jerusalem trying to do anything to get back in this game here. Watson going to work on Kujikaro. Rott penetrating. Nice move by him. He cannot finish it, though. And there is Benda.
And that's a big break because he got to the rim. He just missed the layup.
Benda going baseline, pulling up. Rolls out.
Good shot, just missed it.
And here is Jerusalem with a chance, just over a minute to go to get this thing back into single figures, perhaps. Snead with a tough move, and that is foul number 4 on Kujikaro. So Kujikaro and Sales, the 2 big men, have 4, and Snead is hurt. Snead is grabbing his knee, as you can see. He went down hard. Let's take another look at that. Look at him going, crossing over. And something happened to his knee there. We couldn't quite see it, but he's yanking the back of his knee. May have hyperextended it, and he is being tended to by the Jerusalem medical staff. Omar Snead still down. And that is bad news for Jerusalem if he cannot continue. You see the numbers on him tonight. He's got 9 points, 5 rebounds, along with 3 assists. So a nice little stat line, but not really the dominant player that they thought he would be. And he lies down right next to us here, and the staff is gonna like stretch his leg. It looks like he might have a spasm or something. So instead of Snead, Sharon Sasson in the game, and he will shoot free throws for him. In the NBA, when that happens, the opposing coach is allowed to pick any player from the bench to shoot for them, so that you can't fake an injury.
Between me and you, that isn't the only difference between the Israeli league and the NBA.
But as you see here, Sharon Sasson, a 90% free throw shooter, so Jerusalem happy for him to go, but he misses. So there goes that whole logic out the window.
Yep.
He gets a second one. Bend out to Gur Parat. Thought about it. Now he drives. Goes to his left hand and nice move by Gur Parat.
Nice shot. And they're up 13 with a half a minute to go.
And looky, Gur Parat has 13 points.
Off the bench.
His season high was 10. So Gur Parat getting his season high in the most important of games. Talk about big players coming up in big games. And a big stop there by Perkins. Dixon all alone for the finish. He got it. And Haifa on a roll now are up by 15. And just like that, all of Jerusalem's hard work, it's all for naught. Running out of time. Rott pulls up, misses it. They try and tip it in. And with 2.5 to go, Watson is fouled. Number 3
foul against Devon. And that's a shame because it was a defensive shot. It was a shot, defensive rebound.
So
they grabbed it.
Yeah, so going into the fourth quarter here, Haifa really controlling everything they want. Their only thing they got to worry about is the foul situation of their big men. Sales got 4. Kushikawa's got 4. Now Jefferson with 3.
Yeah, that is a problem, you know.
And here they're going to, and speaking of which, he's going to bring in Ben Strong here just for that point. He does not want Jefferson picking up foul number 3. And Ben Strong is going to go in there and try and give them...
I don't know about that.
Maybe it's not going to happen. Well, he tried it at least. So with 2.5 to go, Strong is not going to get in the game, but who knows? If a couple of guys foul out, he might be seeing some minutes here.
Well,
a guy who doesn't see many of those. 13-point lead, 68-55. Dixon fires it up, and it almost went. So that's the end of your third period, and it is more of the same. Haifa holding on to their lead. You see the numbers there. Jerusalem just inching 1 point into that lead, and Haifa leading by 13. We've got 10 minutes to go, Simi. Jerusalem is going to have to make some adjustments if they want to come back and win this one.
Well, the first thing they have to do is play defense. Their guards are not controlling Perkins or Benda or Moshe Mizrahi or Gur Parat. And that's a big key. I mean, if we look at it, these guys are doing whatever they want. Free throws, the Haifa Heat are 11 for 20, which is 55%. The Jerusalem shooting 79%. If Haifa was shooting 79%, they'd be up like 20, 25. It's ridiculous.
Look at the assists over there, 14 for Haifa compared to 9
yeah,
for
but
Jerusalem.
what hurts a lot is the turnovers. At the beginning of the third quarter, 3 unforced turnovers. They got 10 for the game. It's uncalled for.
You know what? Haifa's a team which has been doing about 16, 17 turnovers a game in the regular season. It's sort of become par for the course for them already. They just learn to play with it.
But when you get down to the money games, you have to be a lot more conservative, a lot more careful with the ball. You know, you have to cut down on your turnovers, and you have to go buy your Haifa Heat stuff. I mean,
and let's look at DJ right there, the 23-year-old Davon Jefferson, leading scorer of the game so far. He's got 16 points, 4 rebounds, and no turnovers. So he's doing his job.
And he's actually got 2 Haifa Heat pens with the dates on them, with
Are
the
you
calendar.
sure about that?
Yeah, he told me he was going to write me a letter. So he wants to know which
I would love to say
pen.
that one.
I'd love you to read it
A love
me.
letter.
No, I didn't say that. Let's not get crazy.
He is your boy.
Yeah, I really like Devon. I like, you know, they're all. Brooks Sales is a wonderful guy, and I'm not even talking about Perkins and BJ. They're a real nice crew. Benda.
And they've come together really nicely. We've been following this team all season long, and you can really see how they've gelled together as a team.
As a team,
they like each other.
Like you said, as a team. There was one part where they broke down, where they brought in the new players and everything, and they had a streak of losing. but they got it back together.
Well, you know what? Even
that's
like,
a lot of credit.
Even a guy like B.J. Mackey, who's one of our favorites and really been frozen on the bench, is not a part of the team anymore. He's still, you know, there's no hard feelings between him and Malik Dixon. B.J.'s told me on many occasions, he's like, look, we're professionals. I'd rather be in there. He's doing his job. I'm doing mine.
Yep.
And we're underway here in the fourth, as it is really become a colorful display here. The fans of Tel Aviv and Galil Gilboa, the teams playing afterwards, are here as well. So you see in every corner, you've got the yellow from Tel Aviv, the red from Galil, red from Jerusalem, and of course, the Green Apes.
Now you see what they're doing. They're going in for Travis Watson because Brooks Sales has 4 fouls, and Travis made a great play.
And Rock gets the rebound. And he passes in, but the foul is called on Malik Dixon. Number 2 on Malik.
That's insane. He didn't do anything, but you know, okay.
Take another look there at Travis Watson working down low on Brooks Sales. He's had the better of that matchup so far tonight. He got into foul trouble early on, but he's recovered quite well. Leading scorer for Jerusalem with 15 points. Bowers for 3, and he got it.
That could turn into a problem.
And that's a big bucket there, and just like that, an 8-point game. Jerusalem, as close as we can remember them. Haifa's been dominating this game since the first quarter. And just like that.
And the fans are going nuts.
And an air ball over there.
Oh.
Benda misses it. Jerusalem now throws it to Perkins. They had a chance to turn it on here. Perkins misses it there. And wow, they had their chances. Jerusalem now trying to get some momentum going here.
Oh, what a play.
And Sasson fires it up, misses it. Sloppy offense there by Jerusalem. They had a chance to get this down to 6, maybe 5. But Haifa again with the ball.
Basically, Haifa's playing with 4 guards. And 4 guards and Brooks Sales. You know, I mean, they're playing with Dixon, Perkins, Benda, and Porat.
He's a forward, but he shoots the 3.
Yeah, you know, but he's not a big man, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. More of a swingman type, and he's been doing his job tonight. A season-high 13 points for him. You see the Haifa, or you see rather the Tel Aviv fans over there, clad in yellow, the Maccabi fanatics. So a very colorful display here, really a wonderful atmosphere in the Final Four. And Perkins wanted the call there, he didn't get it.
Head.
Now they're going to call the foul on Gur Porat, and that'll be number 3 on him.
And he got hit in the head, and they didn't call it.
And here comes Davon Jefferson. Avi Ashkenazi says, 8 points game, that's enough. I want Jefferson in there. 8 minutes to go.
And Perkins is going out. Perkins going out. Timeout, Jerusalem.
So Jefferson will be reintroduced when we come back. As you take a look there with 8:02 to go. Haifa up by 8. Jerusalem showing some signs of life.
Yeah, but you know, the referees really missed that last call on Perkins. He beat his man to the bucket. He was Sharon Sasson, who's completely ahead of him, got hit in the head, and there was no call.
And you see Guy Gudis there. We apologize if you cannot hear it. Right alongside us there, as you can see us in your picture, right next to Guy Gudis in their huddle there, discussing the plans for that team. And this game is far, far, far from over, Cindy.
Yeah, it's a tough game, and you know, they're fighting back, and rightfully so. And they're with the heater in foul trouble, and their offense is really on working. And you know, I'm really surprised that Malik Dixon isn't giving us not a better effort, he's giving the effort, but a better performance. He's missing his shots, he's really not being effective, and that's a shame.
And the dancers out there doing the Rocky theme. How do you like that? Look at Jefferson versus Bowers. Bowers took him a while to get going. Now he's got 12. Still, not a good game for him, but he is managing to put up the points.
Jefferson hasn't scored in a while. I don't remember Devon scoring in a long time.
Jefferson has not scored yet this quarter. He had 16 at the end of 3. And he's out there now. They're going to need him. In there with Mizrahi, Perkins, Ben David, and yeah, they're missing a player. There's Brooks Sales. He's out there with the 4 fouls. Haifa has yet to score this quarter. 5-0 run for Jerusalem. Make that a 7-0 run.
And again, they're letting him get the pass in, and that's crazy. You have to front them or something.
And Travis Watson with 17 points has been a huge factor tonight. Down low, dominating Brooks Sales. Haifa trying to stop the momentum for Jerusalem. Jefferson, tough play. Jerusalem ball. The Jerusalem fans here are going nuts. The Green Apes have fallen silent.
Yeah, well, you know, that's the way it is. It goes in waves, you know, streaks, and they need a defensive stop.
And the Jerusalem fans are outnumbering everyone. Sasson drills it, and the fans are now going nuts. It is just a 3-point game.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness. It seemed like just moments ago, Haifa was up by 15, but that lead has evaporated. Jerusalem storming back, 10-0 run to begin the 4th. Perkins.
No foul?
Comes up short. Naimi now could tie it up. What a comeback by Jerusalem. Timmy Bowers, top of the key, isolating against Mizrahi. He wants the ball. They're going into Watson. He's been their man so far, and the foul there on Perkins, doing whatever they can to stop Watson, who has become a monster here in this quarter. Take a look there at the Sharon Sasson 3. That was a big, big shot.
It's a big shot, but down on one end, the fouls aren't being called. That's twice Perkins has gone to the basket, and it's landed up buckets on the other end. And you see the Hapoel Jerusalem fans. There must be about 4,000 or 5,000 fans of theirs really cheering their team on. You know, what looked like a horrible show has turned into a tight game now with 6:42 left to the game, a 3-point Haifa lead.
Travis Watson got off to a tough start, getting 2 quick fouls, didn't score in the first, but now he has 17 to lead all scorers in this game. Jefferson leading Haifa with 16, but he hasn't scored in a long, long time.
Kiss the sweeter pie.
And you are getting the Sammy Rieger sing-along version of the dancers here.
Lollipop. Lollipop, lollipop.
Talk about bang for your buck. You folks are getting your entertainment tonight. A great game. And, of course, the Sammy Rieger lollipop version.
Yeah.
So getting all you bargained for and much, much more. A colorful display here. Look at them with their outfits. And
just think I used to bring my first wife lollipops for her birthday.
And they are throwing these
their lollipops into the stands.
Into the stands. And so far, not a very sweet quarter for Haifa. They have yet to score. Jerusalem all over them, 10-0. They started up by 13, and 3 minutes and 18 seconds later, it's only a 3-point game with all the momentum going Jerusalem's way. Travis Watson's going to go to the line where he is 5 for 5 tonight. Really the main factor for this Jerusalem team tonight. And Brooks Sales, who knows if he is really nursing that ankle or not, but in that matchup, Jerusalem getting the upper hand. Watson, as you see, 10 in the second half. Make that 11.
He's a tough kid, lefty, likes to post up, doesn't have a lot of range. Usually a terrible foul shooter, to tell you the truth.
54% on the year. But tonight, he's 6 for 6. And Simi just jinxed him. Perkins with the rebound, a big rebound. Haifa up by 2, and they need something here. They have yet to score. They're going to go to Jefferson, but Jerusalem's doubling up on him. And they take the ball away from him, just like that. And Mizrahi tries to take the charge, but he doesn't get it. Naimi got licked. The foul on Haifa.
And you know, that's the difference in big games. The little adjustments that are made. Devon Jefferson got the ball in the corner, immediately double up and a turnover. Those are the little things that win and lose games.
And it's the 4th foul on Mizrahi and the 4th on the team. So from here on in, with 6:23 to go, Jerusalem's going to be shooting.
And only 1 foul against the Jerusalem team this quarter.
And things are just seeming to line up now. The stars aligning for Jerusalem. Haifa in a whole lot of trouble. Big foul trouble for them. Mizrahi, Kujikaro, Sales with 4. Jefferson and Porat with 3. Jefferson lucky he didn't get called there. Sharon Sasson fakes him out, takes the 3, got it, and oh my goodness, Jerusalem has the lead, and their fans here going nuts. 69-68, Haifa giving up a 15-point lead. Perkins all the way, the reverse no good. Sharon Sasson with the rebound. And the Haifa faithful cringing here as Jerusalem dominating. Haifa has yet to score in this quarter. Unbelievable. Naimi to the hole. And they call the foul on Dixon. And you can barely hear yourself breathe here with Jerusalem going nuts. Look at that. 14-0 in the 4th here.
And that's a mistake on the Heat defense, going for the steal, because then they rotated the ball over to their best 3-point shooter who got a clear shot, and that's crazy. Make the other team work hard.
Coming up big here. And Naimi pointing up. This team never giving up. It looked like they were out of this thing. Haifa holding on consistently to a 12 to 15-point lead. And now it's Jerusalem who's up by 3. And if Haifa wants to get back in this, they need to score Simi. They have not scored yet in this quarter. 16-0 for Jerusalem. Perkins trying to calm the nerves of his teammates. Dixon to the hole. Teardrop. No good. Jefferson with the rebound. And he did get fouled there, and they finally call it. Moran Roth hacks Jefferson. So it will remain Haifa ball. Number 4 on Roth. Watson in, Snead out. And this is nail-biting time, Simi.
Yeah, they got to get a score. They got to get a rhythm. You know, they just don't have a rhythm. And that's a problem.
Perkins working inside. Tough shot. They call a travel on Deron Perkins. My goodness. Nothing going Haifa's way right now.
I'd like to see that again. You know, I'd really like to see what they did.
Here you go. Let's show it for you again. Posting up on Roth.
Walk.
He did shuffle.
He walked.
He shuffled his
feet.
I
agree.
Good call by the refs. And Haifa, what happened to the Maccabi Haifa, who we've seen through the first 3 quarters tonight, who have dominated this game? They've got nothing going right now. And they call the foul on Perkins. And all Avi Ashkenazi can do is cross his arms there. Jerusalem scored 16 in the 3rd. They've scored 16 already in the 4th. That's foul number 3 on Perkins. Avi Ashkenazi going to his bench. Gur Porat trying to get something moving here, but right now it is all Jerusalem.
I would go with Gur Porat instead of Dixon. I'd put in Sales instead of Ido Kujikaro. Go with your defensive team. You got guys that can score.
And Haifa trying to avoid now one of the worst meltdowns in Final Four history. They were up by 13, and 5 minutes later now they are down by 5. An 18-0 run here by Jerusalem. Parat pulls up, cannot get it. Jerusalem rebound. Simi, we've covered this team all season long. We've seen them go through these offensive droughts early in the game, but they could not have found a worse time for one of them right now.
Yeah, but the whole thing is their defense is broken down. The Heat's defense is broken down. You can have a bad evening or quarter, whatever, on your offense. The defense is broken down.
Oh my God, and that is a dagger in the heart. Sharon Sassoon drills the 3, and Avi Ashkenazi takes a timeout, maybe too late.
Well, you know, it's an 8-point game with almost 4.5 minutes left. There's a lot of time left. A lot of time left, you know, and the Heat have to do what they do. The guy who's guarding Sharon Sassoon can't help out. It's as simple as that.
Sharon Sassoon has hit 3 3-pointers this quarter. He's 4 for 6 in the game, and he has been a real key for them, a real turning point for them. He's getting going.
He's doing what Moshe Mizrahi did in the first quarter for the Haifa Heat, and that's the whole thing. You can't help out with these players. Have a 4-man rotation instead of 5-man rotation. These are things you have to work on in practice.
And Jerusalem just came out here in the 4th. You know, it reminds me in a way of the game you broadcast the other day of the finals between Orlando and Boston. One team comes out in the 4th quarter and just blows out the opposition.
You know, the worst part of it, I'm looking at the body language and the faces of the Haifa Heat team, and it's bad body language. They have to be up. Okay, you're down. God, it's not the end of the world. Go ahead and do it. You know, you got 8 points, 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go. It's not a problem. You've done it before.
Jerusalem was down by 15, and they have made that deficit disappear very, very quickly. Jerusalem now.
See,
Haifa hoping that they can do the same
Jerusalem
thing.
bench of Guy Goodis, the coach, Karus, the assistant coach.
And 4:20 to go here. You see Guy Goodis there, never giving up, even when things look hopeless. But Haifa needs to score. 21-0. And right now you cannot hear, you cannot even see the Haifa fans because it is all red here in Nokia Arena. A 21-0 run in this quarter. I don't remember a spurt like this, Simi, in a long, long time.
Yep, neither do I, to tell you the truth.
And they're looking at Perkins, their leader, to get something going. They have just gone flat right here. Perkins gets fouled, and he's hoping to go to the line now as the foul was called on Sharon Sassoon. And maybe if he goes to free throw line, they can get something.
And from now on also, it's the 4th foul. You know, everyone is a shooting foul after this.
And this one will be a shooting foul because they say he was in the motion. A 75% free throw shooter has struggled tonight.
Yeah, he's shooting 25% tonight. That's ridiculous.
And now he's got to get going.
Yeah, he has to pick up the team.
At least for some kind of psychological edge for them to get a pointer in the 4th. And that is the first point. It took them exactly 6 minutes.
6-minute drought, yeah.
And that one rolls in. So you know what? With 6 minutes, they've got 4 minutes to go in this game. They are down by 6. It is still wide open, but they have got to get something going here.
They have to play defense, Aaron. That's what gets them going. They have to play defense, and they have to defensive rebound.
And the rebound there, he hang on to the rim. They're going to call it against Watson there, so Haifa gets a break. As we see just a moment ago, the Deputy Vice Prime Minister of Israel, Silvan Shalom, joining the crowd here, the festive crowd in the first row of spectators here, and he sure showed up for a great finish now. Haifa down by 6. Perkins pulls up for a deep 3. Ill-advised, perhaps. And And the foul on Kujikaro, that is his 5th. He is gone, and Jerusalem will go to the line.
Deron Perkins has to go inside. You got Devon. You can drive, go to the bucket, make your foul shots, get your inside shots. They're in foul trouble, you're in foul trouble, and that's insane.
And now they are going very small, Haifa.
I guess Brooks Sales must be hurt.
Brooks Sales has got 4 fouls, but he's not re-entering the game, and they are going small now with Jefferson down low, and it's going to be a big issue going against Francis and Watson and Sneed and Sharon Sasson. A big height advantage for Jerusalem now. But where is Davon Jefferson? He has disappeared here since the middle point of the 3rd quarter. And time is running out. 3.5 to go. Haifa has got to make a spurt right now. Bowers makes them pay from the line. They're up by 8. Dixon, Perkins, Torat.
Jeff Rosen in your picture, the owner of the Haifa Heat.
And the foul there is called on Watson.
Yeah, and Malik Dixon 2 shots.
And they're having some words, so Dixon's going to go to the line. So if they can't get going from the field, at least
take
trying
it
to get
to the
to the
hole.
line. And Malik Dixon, a very good free throw shooter, was perfect during the regular season, 18 for 18. In the postseason, struggling a little more, shooting just 6 for 10. But let's hope for Haifa's sake that we see the regular season Malik Dixon right now. And look at that sea of red to distract him behind. Ice. And Dixon gets them both. So
yeah, you need a stop. You need a stop and you need a conversion.
And it is going to be hard. They are playing out there essentially with Jefferson, Porat, and 3 guards. Big height advantage for Jerusalem. Can they take advantage of it? Sneed backing in Porat. Throws it into Timmy Bowers. And the rebound by Watson. And he gets the bucket and the putback. Nobody putting a body on Watson.
That's what I was talking about with Devon Jefferson. He has to rebound for the team. And then now there's a foul, and it stops the clock.
And that is good. And Perkins right now doing what he can, just trying to penetrate, draw the foul, and go to the line. And really, that's the only place Haifa has been able to score here. They have 4 points this quarter, all from the line. And Perkins going to go back there. But, Sammy, they need a stop. They cannot stop Jerusalem right now.
They just aren't. You know, when they play real good defense, Aaron, like they did the last time down, they have to get the rebound. And what happened was they didn't get the rebound, so Watson picked it up and put the ball back in. You know, it was a 6-point game, and you can turn it into a 4-point game. That's a big, big thing. Now
Perkins makes them both.
Now it's a 6-point game, and they got to do it again. They got to play that tough defense.
And time is becoming a factor now. 2:45 to go. Bowers, who is heated up, fighting through the screens. And the steal by Ben David.
There's a steal.
And a big steal, and he's going to try and go all the way. And he gets fouled.
And that's the important thing.
Oh, wow. A big play defensively by Ben David.
That's a turnover that you like. And then a conversion, you know, he went to court, put the ball behind his back when he was in an uncomfortable position, took the man to the bucket.
Benda, one of my favorite players here, really an underrated player. He does so many things for this team.
Yeah, I really like him, you know. Kid that grew up in Ra'anana, played for the youth team, played for the top team, went to other places. Really an unappreciated player who I really appreciate, and I'm sure Jeff Rosen does, and Avi Ashkenazi and the crew do too, because when Perkins went down with the injury, he really stepped up big time. And now it's a 4-point game. They got to get another stop. And all of a sudden,
and this is big.
Jerusalem's looking at it differently.
And Watson and Jefferson having some words. This is not the time to get teed up.
Either one of them. just play.
May the best man win. And they are still talking. Watson and Jefferson down there. 2:20 to go. 4 points for Jerusalem. Haifa trying to scratch their way back into this in a quarter where they have yet to have a field goal. Rod open for Naimi for three. He misses it. The rebound, Dixon. A big miss by Jerusalem there.
It was a good shot.
And Porat to the hole.
Basket.
And that's a goaltending.
Basket's good, and it should be a foul.
And a goaltending and the foul. So he is going to go to the line.
No, just it's a timeout. I didn't see the foul call.
No foul called. The bucket does count. So it is now a 2-point game. And my goodness, if you are of the faint of heart, take your medication right now, Simi. I can feel mine bouncing in and out here. We are going down to the wire.
I'll tell you, if this is faint of heart, I'll give you a week with my first wife. That's a faint of heart.
You had to bring it up, huh? At a moment like this.
Talking about the faint of heart. That puts everything in proportion.
2.5 to go. 2 minutes, 5 seconds.
Yep.
And it is 80-78. It has been a topsy-turvy game. Haifa jumping out early, getting a lead as much as 15 points, holding that until the beginning of this quarter, and then Jerusalem just going 21-0 on them to really devastate Haifa, but they come back, and you know what? That goaltending, they still have not put the ball in the basket, Simi, this quarter. 8 free throws, and that goaltending call over there. Yeah, but they'll take it any way they can.
Well, they just have to keep playing the defense. They're playing good defense now. They're not leading. You know, let me tell you something. He had a good shot. He had a wide open three. He just missed it.
And
but he was wide open.
And if he would have made that, that could have been game.
Yeah,
I mean, that
exactly right.
It is a game of inches. They say it about baseball, but it is like that also here, a centimeter game in Israel basketball too. That ball goes in, it's curtains.
Now you're talking about my second wife. A game of inches and centimeters. Okay. You keep bringing up my family, huh? All right.
Hey, you know, you find every excuse to bring it up. Let's get back to this game.
Yeah, it's a nail biter.
And an exciting 2 minutes to go here. Not many people seated, at least the big fans from
they've got four small also. They took out Omar Sneed and put in this kid.
And they're going small ball here, but Watson and Porat on him, that's a mismatch. Naimi again trying to penetrate. Out to Rod. Good adjustment. Throws it out to Bowers. He fakes and takes. And he's short.
And they hit him. And they hit him again.
And Haifa gets the rebound.
And they don't call it.
And Timmy Bowers there with a big time chance, and he cannot connect.
Plenty of time. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. And
the ball pumped away into Jerusalem. Ben David on the penetration. Somebody got a hand in there. And Jerusalem now taking their time with 1:20. Jeff Rosen literally on the edge of his seat, courtside. Big possession right here. Bowers on Ben David, spins him, takes him, left hand, no good. Perkins with the rebound.
Take it up the court, make them work.
And here comes Perkins.
There it is.
Porat had the look, faked it, goes to the hole, does not get it. Rebound Jefferson, foul on him.
And that's smart because they didn't let the defense set up. They got into it. I thought Dixon was going to take the shot. Then I thought Porat did. He gave the ball fake.
And that's foul number 5 on Sharon Sasson. He is out of here. He had a huge fourth quarter for them, hitting those 3-pointers. Really single-handedly brought them back in the game, and he is going to spend the last 54 seconds on the bench. Jefferson going to the line for perhaps the 2 biggest free throws of his life.
Okay. Of Jeff Rosen's life.
Well, it's been a short life. He's only 22 years old.
Yeah, right. Great kid, man. Good player, really good player.
And look what he has to look into. He is 68% of the season, 5 for 5 tonight. Come up big from the line in the second half of the season, and he has to look into a sea of red jerseys and flags, trying to do their best to distract him. Jefferson gets the first one.
It's like playing against O.J. Mayo every day in practice. You got to play hard, you got to be strong, and you got to try to hurt somebody. What can I tell you? And he's hurting this Jerusalem team now.
Here comes the second. And he got it. We're all tied up at 80 with less than a second to go. Folks, it does not get better than this.
Less than a minute to go.
Less than a minute to go. Both teams are in the penalty. Haifa and Jerusalem. not a person seated in this crowd here. They're going to go down to Watson. He's been the guy there, but they call the foul on Jefferson.
Let me tell you something. That's a good foul because Watson isn't a good shooter.
He's 6 for 7 tonight, though.
Well, but he isn't a good foul shooter.
54% on the season.
There you go. So that might be a good foul. You know, I mean, it's better than him getting the ball back with his backing it in. He had the advantage. I think it was a good play by Jefferson.
And Travis Watson, as you can see, he is really worked up right now, jawing a moment ago with Malik Dixon. He's had words with Jefferson, so he's going to have to calm his nerves when he hits the free throw line right now. Haifa taking a timeout with 40 to go, 40 seconds to go, and maybe trying to ice him a little bit.
Yeah, let him think about it. You know, now they're talking on the bench, in the Jerusalem bench, about what happens if he makes one, what happens if he makes two, and God forbid what happens if he doesn't make anything.
Well, you know what, Haifa, really, we no need to talk even more about their struggles in this quarter, but you know what? They are 10 for 10 from the free throw line. They had hit their free throws when they needed it, when nothing else was going. And now it will go either way. We could not have asked for a more exciting start to the Final Four here in Nokia Arena in Tel Aviv, the largest sports arena in Israel. Dignitaries coming in. We're seeing here also several lawmakers, several people who are big in the Israeli political and sports scene. And it looks pretty full right now, Simi.
Yeah, it's full. There were no tickets left. You couldn't buy a ticket.
And hanging from the rafters is that plate with the championship. It'll be lowered on a Thursday. And both these teams fighting for their lives right now to get a shot at it. You see behind the scenes the Maccabi Tel Aviv players getting ready for their game, which comes after this one. And we will have that for you as well. But right now, it is all Haifa, Jerusalem, and you hear the fans here yelling, Milchama, Hebrew for war.
That's all we've had. We've had no basketball in Israel. We've had about 20 wars.
Well, they know their wars here. Watson for 2 huge free throws right now. Hit his first 6, missed his last one, and the noise is on. He makes the first one.
He knocks it down.
Very cool.
Unbelievable. This is amazing. This guy's the worst foul shooter on the team.
He makes them both.
Unbelievable. All right.
And Perkins now is going to have to bring him back. 38 seconds to go.
Plenty of time. Get a
He's
good
working
offense.
on Bowers. The foul called on Timmy Bowers, and they're on the penalty as well, so Perkins is going to go to the line. He struggled early on, but he's made the big free throws this quarter when it counted. I doubt that's what they called for, but they just called for the arm being reached in there. Bowers didn't like it. 33.8 to go.
How many fouls against him now?
Timmy Bowers, that would be foul number 2 on him. And Perkins rolls it in.
It was in.
Yeah, and he nearly gave Jeff Rosen a heart attack over there on that one.
I'll tell you what, Avi Ashkenazi had the other half of the heart attack. That's money.
And he gets it. Yeah. Perkins coming up big time here in the fourth. A guy who has struggled. He has struggled today. 4 for 14 from the field. Early on, only 2 for 8 from the free throw line, but he's got 6 in a row.
Now, what do? You go 2 for 1, meaning you go a 3 or 4 second offense where you get a good shot, and then the other team has it for 24 seconds, and you can have the ball again, or you work for a good shot, maybe get the bucket, the other team gets the last shot. That's the dilemma that you have with the coaches now.
And if you're Jerusalem right now, you have the advantage in that you can play with the clock a little bit.
Yeah, I would work for a good shot. I wouldn't think about the 24-second clock at all.
Especially Watson. At the end of the day, we'll miss it, goddammit. Now, we play our good defense. Don't take risks. Good defense with your arms. Cover each other. Don't jump. Don't jump from the fake. And we switch in the pick and roll. If you need a switch in regular screen, do it. pick and roll, we sweep it. Pick and roll, we sweep it.
And you heard there Avi Ashkenazi talking it over with his team. 33 seconds and 8/10
Adam
of a second to
Alaska
go.
in the game, a very good jump shooter. So they're playing without
a big man.
Without a big man, yeah.
Out there with Bowers and Sneed and Rott and Naimi and Alaska. So basically Sneed and 4 guards out there.
Yeah, so if you foul somebody, they're going to make the foul shots.
Exactly. They've got a good free throw shooting team. Haifa also playing small. Gur Porat being rewarded for having a monster game tonight. He's got 15 points. He's out there with Perkins Jefferson, Malik Dixon, and Amit Ben David. Nail-biting time now. Bowers to the hole. And he gets it.
What a shot.
And they managed the 2-for-1 there.
What a shot.
And here come Haifa. Malik Dixon leading the ball up. He gets it to Jefferson, who gets it out to Porat, fakes him. They adjust. Here comes Dixon. Floater in there, and he gets it!
Money!
Malik Dixon with 10 seconds to go.
Here it comes. Here they come.
A guy who made the big shot last year makes a big one tonight. Timmy Bowers on Perkins.
Oh,
Perkins gets the steal. He's going all the way. 2 seconds to go. At the he doesn't get it. My goodness. Perkins with a huge steal. Had the layup and he missed it.
There was no foul.
And we are going to overtime. Holy moly.
There was no foul. Unbelievable. I'd love to see it again.
And I'm sure we will. Talk about a finish here. They go down here to the wire, and Perkins is talking it up now. He says, I was hit.
I'd love them to show it again.
Let's recap that for you. Those last 30 seconds, my goodness. Timmy Bowers looks like he's coming off. He is hurt, but he got a nice floater, a teardrop in there. They come back the other way, get the bucket. It's all tied up. Jerusalem the other way for the win. Let's see there. And look at that poke by Jeff. No? There we go.
Yeah, here we go.
The poke.
Let's
look at
see
the
it
time.
now.
3 seconds.
Here it comes. 2.
1.
No fist. They didn't touch each other? All right.
And a tough layup there. He got hit. Perkins yelling it. He's asking it, as you see there. Deputy Prime Minister Silvan Shalom having a good time. He, in fact, actually is the Prime Minister of record now, with Benjamin Netanyahu visiting Washington, meeting with President Obama there. So he is now the fill-in for the Prime Minister and sitting here and enjoying the game along with us.
Who would you rather watch? Perkins and Omar Sneed or Bibi Netanyahu? He's having a great time.
I'd say I am happier to be here right now with you, Simi. There's no place I'd rather be.
There you go.
We are going to overtime, folks. It could not have come down to a more dramatic finish there. And never mind the finish there. Deron Perkins, what a big-time defensive move there.
Yeah, it really.
To get the steal.
Yeah, he's really a good player. He gets the defensive play, makes the steal, goes to the bucket. Just, you know, he just did knock it down.
Deron Perkins, let me give you his stat line now for those of you playing fantasy sports out there. Here's a guy you want to have. 18 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, 4 steals. It doesn't get much better than that. We are going into overtime at 84 apiece. And foul trouble now, a major issue. Kujikaro is gone for Tel Aviv. Sasson is gone for Jerusalem. And you've got Mizrahi, you've got Sales have 4. Jefferson has 4. Dixon, Perkins, Porat have 3. Lots of foul trouble all around. Wow. Talk about an exciting ending, Simi.
Nice. You know, I told you when it was 8 points down with 3.5 to go, plenty of time left.
It is never over. And we are underway for another 5 minutes, which we hope will be as exciting as the last 5.
And we got Adam Alaska here playing. You know, he hasn't played all game.
Jefferson with the big offensive foul. And he puts it back in the foul. Jefferson with a huge play there.
Over Omar Sneed.
Jefferson, a man possessed. He has 20 points. Coming up big. Look at that move there. Over Watson and Sneed, 2 big guys there for Jerusalem. And with Sales apparently hurt and Kushikawa out, it is all Jefferson down low, as you see Jeff Rosen there. And he hits it.
You got to love this kid. He brings so much to the plate when he comes out and plays. He has the talent to make the three. He drives to the bucket either hand. He hangs in the air. He goes off the offensive boards. He does it all. He has a full package.
Omar Sneed working on Gur Parat. Misses it. Rebound. Malik Dixon. He's coming the other way. Haifa trying to blitz them like they did at the beginning of the game now. Perkins to the hole.
Foul, and it's 2 shots. Number 5. 2 shots.
So in overtime, everybody's in the penalty here.
Yeah, here comes Timmy Bowers. I think something's the matter with his leg.
He was hurting, limping out there before. A very slow start for him, but he now has 16, which is equal to his season average. Davon Jefferson leading the way with 21 points, and Perkins now at the line.
Got to make these foul shots. There it is.
And Perkins, we want to get a breakdown of Perkins' free throws because he started out really struggling. 2 for 8, and I don't think he's missed any since then. He has not. And he's hit 8 free throws in a row.
He's getting a blow now. He's tired. He wants a minute and Mizrahi on the court, which is a good thing.
And look at that, exactly what we said. Perkins started out his first 8 free throws. He hit 2. The last 8, hit them all. When they counted the most, he stepped up.
There's an argument between Naimi and Roth about who's going to run the offense.
And Naimi gets it over there. It was in a good position to shoot. Roth wide open, begging for the ball. Naimi pulls up, tough shot. Rebound, Watson, no. Jefferson fighting, it becomes Parat. Jefferson just wanted it more.
And that's not the shot you want from Yuval Naimi. I mean, you had more time on the clock. You could have gone down low. The other team is weak down low.
Malik Dixon pulls up for 3. Tough shot in the face. Out.
Malik hasn't made a shot all night. Throw the ball into your man.
He's 0 for 6 from 3-point range tonight. Malik Dixon struggling. Having a rough night from the field. Haifa up by 5. Jerusalem has yet to score. Roth tries to change that with the air ball. And Watson doing what he's been doing all night.
And that's what I was talking about. Getting your defensive rebound. You're down, you're up 5, air ball, and they pick it up and score. Instead of you up 5 going out for an offensive.
And nobody can stop Travis Watson right now, who has 24 points in a huge game for him. 10 rebounds to go along with that as well. Here's Dixon to the hoop, gets it.
Yes, and that's what he should do. He should go to the basket instead of shooting jumpers. And that's the whole thing, the difference. And now he's talking to the refs as he usually does. Get rid of your attitude and play basketball.
And we see there a collision afterwards. Another player hurt for Jerusalem.
And the whole thing here is Travis Watson. I think he has a muscle that...
Yeah. Well, these guys are playing out there for so long, giving it all out there, cramping up is part of the business. We saw Omar Sneed cramp up before. Now it's Travis Watson. So Malik Dixon having a rough night shooting-wise, but he is a money player. We will not forget last year playing for Holon, last second shot, beats Tel Aviv at the buzzer, and tonight he has made big shots for Haifa.
Let me tell you something. Are we going to listen to this?
We cannot tell if we're hearing in. Let's see if we can hear in with the Maccabi Haifa Heat.
And the whole thing is, it's 3 minutes. That's a lot of time, Aaron. Like I told you before, it was an 8-point lead for the Jerusalem, Hapoel Jerusalem team. And they were lucky they didn't lose the game.
And if you look at the numbers up there, it is a Jerusalem number kind of game. We see Omar Sneed over there leaning against the bench. He looks like he is in a lot of pain. But these guys, and it looks like Turin Francis, who got off to a big start, he's in the game now instead of Watson, but he's been sitting on the bench for a long time.
Yeah, but he's a tough rebounder. That's what they need him for, rebounds.
Naimi into Sneed. Sneed going to work. On Parat, great defense by Gur Parat. And they call a foul. It looked like it was clean.
Omar Sneed is hurting their team now. He's taking bad shots, and they're not even close.
I don't know about that.
I thought it was offensive foul. To tell you the truth, because he ran into the player.
Gur Porat, besides what he is doing offensively, the 15 points and the 7 rebounds, doing a great job defensively on Sneed. A guy who is bigger and stronger than him, but he is doing a number on him thus far. Naimi to the line for 2 big free throws. Makes the first one.
Yuval Naimi grew up in the Jerusalem organization, played for years in other teams, Ashkelon and Givat Shmuel. He's the brother-in-law of the president of the team, Danny Klein. He's married his sister.
Because of that, though, because
no,
he's really playing great.
He's playing because he can play. He just has to play some defense. Again, it's a 3-point game.
Gur Porat with the fake. Makes the move, throws it away. Timmy Bowers has the steal. And Perkins again, they wanted a half-court violation. They did not get it. Haifa gets it back, playing that relentless defense of theirs. Dixon at the top of the key. Gur Porat for 3.
Money.
No, rolls it out. He was 3 for 3 going in there. Misses that one. That would have been a huge bucket for Haifa, who holds on to a 3-point lead. Timmy Bowers, Omar Sneed, Francis, and the foul is called on Gur Porat. So Torrin Francis is going to go to the line where he is 3 for 3 tonight. Foul number 4 on Gur Porat.
And there we go. You got big numbers on the fouls, but it's a good foul. I mean, Torrin Francis had post-up position on him about a foot from the bucket, and he was about ready to turn around, and he did what he was right. He bumped him because he's a lot smaller than him.
And everybody in foul trouble now for Haifa.
And now it's a real good foul because he missed the first one.
We talked about that nice stroke he had in his first 3 appearances, but this time the nerves just getting to him.
I'm sure Mike Bray, the coach of Notre Dame, isn't really thrilled with that shot.
And in and out. Perkins gets the rebound, his 10th.
And that's a prayer. That's luck. Now you got to take advantage of it and make it a 5-6 point lead. That's what you have to do.
Perkins calling out the plays, barking the orders. This is his game right now, and he knows it. Dixon in trouble. Goes to the hole. Tough shot, gets it! Malik Dixon.
Now it's 5 with 1:38.
And Malik Dixon has come out big here in overtime in the 4th.
Now you need to stop. Now you need to stop, not later, now.
Omar Sneed for 3.
Nothing.
No good. Rebound to Mamid Ben David. Haifa trying to ice this game now. 1:25 to go, and they're leading by 5.
And now you can sit on it a little bit. Make them play a little bit of defense. Have to get them a little impatient.
Dixon pulls up for 3, trying to finish it. No good.
And
Jefferson with the rebound. A huge rebound by Javon Jefferson.
That's exactly right. Huge. There's a steal.
Moran takes it away. Moran Rott takes it. Pulls up for 3. Oh, almost gets it there, as that would have been huge. Jefferson now. Under a minute to go.
And they're just hitting people now.
Jefferson. All alone to the hoop. The foul on Naimi. And the Haifa Heat fans now going nuts. Talk about a turnaround.
Look at the Green Apes. They're aping out.
And according to the Maccabi Haifa Tel Aviv fans, they want to see Haifa in the final because they're cheering on as well.
That's because the ill feelings between Haifa and Jerusalem in the past. I think they'd have an easier time if they win their game against Jerusalem than they will against Haifa. But that's my opinion.
Jefferson to the line, gets
Knocks it down. It's a 6-point lead. And now if he makes this one, it's a free offense.
Indeed.
And that's very important. And they still have to play the defense.
And look at Davon Jefferson's numbers tonight. 10 for 10 from the free throw line. And Haifa now up by 7. Jerusalem's going to shoot a 3, you know it. Haifa trying to get in good position. Bowers to the hoop.
No basket.
No basket.
They called the foul
before
on Porat. Now that,
and that'll be number 5 on him. He has played a beauty. That is game for Borat, and he has earned it. 15 points, 7 rebounds, and a great defensive stand against Omar Sneed.
And Moshe Mizrahi's coming in. And let me tell you something. If anybody deserved a standing ovation, it's Gur Porat. Man plays defense all night and day. He also made his shots. How much would you say? He had 15 points?
15 points for him.
And crucial points.
And the big 3-pointers. And you know what? He saved the best game of the year to pull out his best game. This was his best game of the season, and it couldn't have come at a better time. And Bowers misses the free throw.
Misses the free throw, you know?
And now Jerusalem imploding. Unbelievable. They had a terrible start. They make that furious comeback. But overtime, Haifa outscoring Jerusalem 11-4 here. 6-point game with 41 seconds to go.
Timeout. Timeout, Maccabi Haifa Heat. And I'm telling you, it's a pleasure to watch these teams going at each other. I don't know. A lot of people stepped up. I thought Porat plays a great game. I thought
David had a big game.
played a great game. I'm not even talking about points. I'm talking about defensively. The heart. You can't you can't show heart. And these Moshe Mizrahi played a great game. And these guys really played hard.
And everybody's stepping up for Haifa. This is something I don't think we've had all season. 6 players in double figures for Haifa, with Malik Dixon coming up now. You got Perkins with 20, Jefferson 23, Dixon coming up big now with 12, Ben David 11, Mizrahi 11, and Gur Porat 15 points.
And what you have to do is you have to make your foul shots. That's number one. And then you have to take care of the ball when you have it. You also have to play defense. Slow them down. Make them work hard. Don't give up any threes. If they're going to the bucket, you don't have to really foul them. You know, just make it difficult on them.
And say what you will about Malik Dixon. The guy's defense might not be the most stellar. He is 0 for 7 tonight from three-point range, but when it counted most, he made some big buckets.
Yeah, what he did was he went to the basket instead of shooting three-pointers, which he was missing all night long. And that's a big change, because all of a sudden, he's an excellent free throw shooter. Like you said, he was 100% during the season. And he can also, he has the ability to take the hit and also make the shot afterwards, which is very, very important.
He's built strong. Small guy, but built strong.
Upper body strength.
Rott out there with Naimi. They are combined 0 for 12 from three-point land tonight, those two guys. Normally very good for three-point shooters. And there is Dixon, and they foul him.
They foul him. They took a couple of seconds, 4 or 5 seconds off the clock, and they hit a good foul shooter. And they gave it to Moshe Mizrahi, another good foul shooter. So they're putting the ball in the right hands. Now Malik has to make the foul shots. He's thinking too much.
You're right.
He's thinking too much.
You're right.
Just
you called it.
Just shoot it. Just shoot it. That's all you have to do.
And thought too much about both of them.
Yeah.
6-point lead. Here comes Jerusalem. Timmy Bowers leans in for a 3. No good. Jerusalem ball still. So they've got 30 seconds.
Jerusalem
Crazier
ball?
things have happened.
It's a lot of time.
They need 2 3-pointers.
They need to score.
Omar Sneed asking for it. Pulls up for 3. No good. Jerusalem ball, and it remains Jerusalem ball. So they're getting all the bounces still.
That's insane. The ball's off the backboard. Get it. Rebound already.
Jerusalem struggling from three-point range. Only 23% on the night. 6 for 26. Haifa shot the same amount and hit 11. And there's Bowers. And with 20 seconds to go, you've got 3 points.
And that's the mistake.
And they foul Jefferson.
And that's the mistake.
And Jefferson, perhaps statistically the weakest free throw shooter out there right now, but he is 10 for 10 tonight.
And the whole thing was, they had the shot, they missed the shot, nobody picks up the rebound, they get another shot, 3-point shot, and it's down. The best shooter on the team, Bowers, you don't guard him. And here comes a very important foul shot. it.
And he misses it.
That's 0 for 3 on the foul shots.
Jefferson had hit his first 10, but now the nerves are frayed. This is a big one right here.
Yep.
To make it a 2-possession game. And he gets it.
Slow them down. Don't foul. Don't foul. Just play tough. Don't
Timmy
foul.
Bowers pushes him off. He had the open look.
That's all right.
Naimi shoots it. And he doesn't get it.
That's all right. And that should be
the foul.
Nothing but the fat lady's going to sing and
that
dance.
should do it.
Yep.
Naimi, 0 for 5, make that 0 for 6. He had the wide open look. It would have been huge. But now Haifa.
Well, what they made them do, they made them rotate the ball 3 or 4 times till the open shot was in the corner for Naimi. They took it away from Bowers. They took it away from Oran Roth. They took it away from everybody else. And you have to make your foul shots. That's good. That's a 5-point lead now.
And Perkins.
6-point lead. They just got to keep them
10
down.
in a row. Moran Rot. Alaska. They're going to the hoop here. The rebound. And that'll do it. Haifa wins it. It looked like they call a foul, but this is only going to be for the record here. The game expires. Haifa, a huge turnaround. They're going to send him for 2 from the line with 0 on the clock, Simi, so it's all for the record. But my goodness.
Who's shooting it?
Adam Alaska was fouled, and with no time left, he will shoot 2. That'll be just for the record. Talk about a wonderful, wonderful game. Maccabi Haifa Heat leads throughout the entire game. Melts down at the beginning of the fourth. A 21-0 run for Jerusalem. And then Haifa doesn't give up, comes back. They go to overtime. And Alaska gets 1 for 2. That is your final score, 98-93. A Jerusalem-like score, high scoring, but they do it. And a lot thanks to Davon Jefferson and Deron Perkins. They came up huge for Haifa tonight, Simi.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to watch them the first half, the first 3 quarters. And then they had a horrible fourth quarter until 3 minutes and 3.5 minutes to go. And then they came back from the dead when they were down by 8 with 3.5 to go. And they came back and almost won it in regulation time. And then the overtime, they really played well.
But they managed to pull it off and not melt down when it looked like they were losing it and Jerusalem's fans were getting into it. The fans here now in green are the ones who are celebrating. 98-93, a huge offensive performance. Not a game you'd expect from the Haifa, but, you know, they stayed with them toe-to-toe.
Except for the fourth quarter, the Haifa team was excellent on offense. I mean, they really played well. I think Jerusalem is a weak defensive team, and that's what hurts them.
And you see Jeff Rosen there.
Omar Sneed, you know, I just feel he's very, very on defense.
And you see there Omar Sneed and Jeff Rosen and the fans enjoying this as we wrap up our game here at 98-93, Simi. Haifa in the finals. And one more game for them.
Yeah.
Improbable season to end on that note.
Yeah, and rightfully so, they're in the finals because they played really well defensively for 3 quarters of the game and the overtime. If we make our foul shots, if the Haifa Heat makes the foul shots, they win in regulation time. It would have been a much easier game. They didn't. They played well. They came back. They showed personality. They showed they have a lot of heart. Down 8 with 3.5 to go, and they almost win it in regulation time. I thought it was a great performance. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to Jerusalem that they came back and did a 20,
they were struggling for so long.
20-0 run in the fourth quarter.
21 run to start the fourth quarter. Haifa battles back. They get at the buzzer there. Perkins almost has a chance to win it. And we hope to be joined soon by Deron Perkins, who really managed to put it on at the end of the game here. He's going to join us in our booth right now. Deron Perkins, a huge game tonight, 22 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists. Deron, tell us about the game tonight. My goodness, we could barely keep our composure over here. What an exciting game.
I think everybody in this gym expected that, you know. It was a great game. We came out strong. They showed a lot of heart by coming back. They're a true team. And we played hard and we came back and you know, made it a game, and it was tough from there on out.
Tell us about the overtime. It goes down to regulation. They come back. You make a steal, miss a shot at the buzzer, which you thought you were fouled on. You come out in overtime, and you just brought it to them to begin that quarter.
I think it was the momentum. It was the momentum that got us there. And, you know, we picked up this guy named Malik Dixon, came through and hit some clutch shots, and that's what we got him for.
You had a couple of times in the fourth quarter, you went to the basket right down here. You got smacked in the head. You got smacked in the face. The ball doesn't go any near the rim. No fouls. How do you control yourself? How do you keep from not getting?
I got my teammates over there on the bench. You know, I get hot. My teammates are like, "Yo, you're going to a rack. You got to finish. They ain't gonna give you no calls, and that's playoffs."
Now, 3 quarters, you guys played great defense. Great, not even good. Great defense. Overtime. You guys, what happened in the fourth quarter on the breakdown on the defense?
Those guys are a great offensive team. You can't hold them forever. I think maybe a little bit of fatigue. They got to the line. They made shots, you know. And
I also saw in the overtime when you guys went up 5, you asked to come out for a minute.
Yeah, I was cramping up.
Yeah, you made the 2 foul shots, right?
Yeah. Duron, let's talk about your teammates a little bit. We talked about you and Davon Jefferson being the leading guys all season, but talk about the supporting cast. Gur Parat tonight, an amazing performance, 15 points, and what a job on Omar Sneed on defense.
Hey, Gu played great. Low-key, though, Moshe played great, too. They hit their shots.
And Bender played a great game, too.
I was going to say, everybody played a good game. I think both sides of the ball. They played great defense on Bowers. They made it tough for him.
So 6 players in double figures tonight. Teron Perkins comes 1 assist short of a triple-double and a great performance. And let's take, I know you're still sweating from this game. Let's look forward 2 more days.
Yeah.
This is all you could have hoped for, right? The final game to be a part of it.
Hey, this is what you want to be. This is what we worked hard for. I just like to thank God I'm blessed because I got hurt and I didn't even think I'll be playing right now. So thank you.
Well, we'll let you go celebrate with your teammates. Thanks for stopping by, and a great game tonight for you, Teron Perkins. We'll see you on Thursday in the championship game.
Regards to your family. Okay.
Take it easy. We'll see you on Thursday. Teron Perkins, 22 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists, and we are going to be joined now momentarily by the owner of the Maccabi Haifa Heat, Jeff Rosen. He'll be stepping by in a moment, and we're going to talk to him about this game. Here he comes. We're doing this all live, folks, so you'll just wait a little bit with us as Jeff steps in here and joins us in our booth. Jeff,
what happened?
Wow. What
happened to your defense in the fourth quarter? You didn't move your legs. You're fired.
Thanks. Simi, I don't know what happened to them. We played a great team tonight. Jerusalem had no quitting them. They did a spectacular fourth quarter rally. Sure, I was scared and nervous like everybody, but the heart and fight in Haifa, not to give up, to battle to the end. I couldn't believe we went to OT. I'm not sure I want to comment on why we went to OT.
Well, we watched you over there. We saw you literally on the edge of your seat, jumping up and down. When you bought this team, when you came back and brought them back to the top division, this must have been all you were dreaming about, a game like this tonight.
Aaron only could dream about this. I mean, we built a good team. We prepared for a winning season. You guys all know our goal was playoffs and Final Four. But when you get into Final Four, you got to set new goals and new objectives. Tonight's win was huge, and a chance to play for the title for this country, representing and being part of Haifa is such an honor. And I know our guys will do a great job on Thursday.
And congratulations for your victory tonight. We will see you again on Thursday, as we will see the rest of the team in the championship game. That'll do it tonight. Wow, we are taking a short break. We will be right back with the other semifinal. It's going to be tough to top that, but until then, on behalf of Simi Rieger, I'm Aaron Heller saying thank you for joining us for what was an amazing game. The Haifa Heat are in the championship game on Thursday.